So we see our table coming up right here. We see Marcel in seat 1, we see Eric seat 3, TK seat 4, Forrest seat 6, Tammy in seat 7, and Ken in seat 9.
We will get these stacks and the big blinds up for you all to see. The players are coming into level of 75,000 for the small blind, 150K for the big and the ante. And you can see Forrest will be under the gun, and it does show him with 18 bigs to start this hand.
Yeah, coming into this final table, a lot of these players are very close in terms of stack size. I know that some players had to double up in order to get here and go through quite a few players. For example, Tammy was able to double up after having some very low equity hands against her opponents, such as Queen 10 of clubs against Ace Jack of clubs, such as Ace Queen against Ace King, and she has gone through blood, sweat, and tears to get here, and I'm happy to see her here.
We do see her a lot of the events held in Daytona. I know a big participant in the Moneymaker Tour and all other tournaments we offer, so we're always happy to see Tammy and any other regulars at a feature table or a final table stream.
Tammy not wanting to open those suited connectors under the gun at this stack depth specifically, too much of a risk. Does not want to get 3-bet.
Quite a bit of money on the line here, Emilio, so ICM will become a factor as play goes on, but you can't sit back and wait. You do have to make some moves.
Yeah, TK is one that does make these big moves. He's gotten a lot of folds pre-flop from players when he was playing short stack not too long ago, yesterday, when we were 9-handed. Ace Jack of clubs might be a good squeezing hand here, and he does indeed. He goes all in for 4.5 mil. And he ends up taking it down, gets Eric to fold his pocket fives.
Emilio, while we're in between hands here, I want to let everybody know they can share this and tell your friends and frenemies to join us, whether it's on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook. We are live on those avenues here. It looks like we have about 50 viewers in chat right now. Hopefully they're not all bots. If you are a person and you want to say hello or let us know who you're rooting for, we'd be excited to interact with you. Definitely want to build the stream up. If we hit 1,000, I'll find some free merchandise to give out. I don't know if anyone above me is going to agree to that or not.
Yeah, I hope there are no AI in this chat right now. Marcel with Ace Jack offsuit in the hijack currently. Looking to open things up here. Ends up going a decently large size of 400,000. TK on the button with pocket eights. He has a decision here, either 3-bet or just call this. TK is a very tight player from what I've seen. He does indeed 3-bet all in here. Puts max pressure on Marcel. Lots of dead money on the table right now. I don't see Marcel wanting to call this unless he thinks TK is doing this with a very wide range. Definitely a crucial decision point here. Ace Jack does not fare very well against a lot of hands that TK could be 3-betting here, like, for example, stronger Ace-X hands like Ace King or Ace Queen suited. He's at best flipping with any lower pocket pair that TK might have, such as pocket eights. Pocket eights are probably the bottom of his range here.
You might also be thinking that TK is one of the big stacks at the table and maybe bullying a little bit, probably playing to his mind somewhat, knowing that TK can't go bust in this hand. Marcelo looks at that prize pool, sees the 11,000 up there, but he's definitely eyeing a jump here. Everyone from third and up is guaranteed 24,000. He is going to lay it down.
He is going to fold, and that's just going to put more pressure on him as his stack size gets shorter.
Big blinds are going to be at a premium here. We're at the 75, 150, 150 level. When we hit level 30, they will jump to 100,000 and 150,000 for the big blind and the ante. So you watch the big blind stacks definitely change as these levels go up. Getting this deep in the tournament. They are playing 40-minute blinds, though, and Our structure sheet has us going back to 30 minutes once they're heads up.
Yeah, and these players might want to be focusing on survival right now because most of the pay jumps are in first, second, and third place at the moment.
TK's climbing closer to 6 million in chips.
Once again, having a premium here. Ace King offsuit in the cutoff.
Now it's 2 hands in a row. The first one was, what, a 3-bet shove, and now he's raising. Definitely looks like he might be getting aggressive, but he is getting hit by the deck slightly.
I saw Forrest playing very tight here, deciding to fold 6-5 suited in the button. And Ken defending with 10-7 off in the big blind. Ken a little bit short stacked here, so there's not many runouts that we can have where he isn't just going all in or folding.
So ace king versus 10-7. The flop comes out queen 9 deuce 2 diamonds. No real help to either player. The trade diamonds doesn't change that. Neither player with a diamond in their hand. TK in a commanding lead here. Ken really only can hit a 10 or a 7 to have any chance to win this.
TK deciding to check this down because his ace king does have a lot of showdown value against what Ken may be calling with. Now that 10 on the river is going to change things. Hopefully TK does not bet here. Ends up checking it down, checking his showdown value, and loses to a pair of 10s.
Good pickup there for Ken. We do see some folks in chat saying hello. We're very happy to see you, and we do ask that you share this. Make sure that everybody that you know knows that we are live here from Daytona Beach Poker. We have Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook as a different way to view this. You can chat through any of those. We also have our new Instagram handles. We'll tell you about a little contest coming up later for that. But if you're in chat, we thank you for being here. I see some people rooting for Tammy, some people saying hello to us, which is great. Eric, Ken,
Shout
couple
outs to
of
the
bot
dealer
chats.
JT.
Yep, JT getting love. They're rooting for him, I guess. Hopefully his money's guaranteed, but we'll find out.
Yeah, he's not rolling the dice on his money, thankfully. Forrest with king jack of clubs deciding to open it up here in the cutoff. We'll see what the big blind has in a second to see if he's going to defend. King 5 offs, not going to make it.
Talking to some of these players before our play started today, we got a little background on them and asked some of these players, hey, how many bullets you in for, and what's your biggest cash prior to this? I think Forrest is our bullet chip leader. He wasn't shy in telling us that he was in for 6 times. I think Marcel is beating everybody because he's in for less than 1. He actually satellited in for $115. And if you don't play a lot in Daytona and Orange City, you're missing out knowing that you can get a satellite seat for as little as $115 that can get you into a tournament this caliber, $500 buy-in, 40-minute blinds, deep stack tournament. We do see Forrest electing to open here. Jack 10 suited, pretty looking hand.
Yeah, Forrest electing to go with his Broadway kind of hands. Doesn't want to go with any of his low suited connectors with an open. He is sitting on a pretty short stack here. Eric deciding to make the call with king 5 suited.
Already invested in a big line. Each player is going to get a piece of this flop. It's 10-7-5 rainbow, but each player makes a pair. Bottom pair for Eric. Forrest with top pair, weak kicker. He is going to follow through. Continuation bet 250K.
It is a very small continuation bet, likely to get calls from most of Eric's range, possibly even ace highs.
So we'll be heads up to the turn. Eric looking for another 5 or a king. A queen of clubs comes. Does not change anything. We still have 5s versus 10s. 1 card to come. They are going to go check, check. 1.4 million in the pot. And the 4 diamonds doesn't really bring any heat to the board. Forrest's going to go for thin value here. 125,000 looks like. Oh, 500,000. Those are, I guess those are 100K chips. You would think that we can see that from here. 5 100,000 unit chips in play.
Puts Eric in the blender here with bottom pair. Elects to fold this.
Correct fold.
It's not a very wet board, so you can't really see Forrest bluffing with too many hands. Like, maybe he has 9-8 sometimes, but...
And he is quietly adding to his stack. It looks like Marcel and Eric are now the short stacks. I think this stat may show up on the board if I hit it for y'all. And there it is. Technology, artificial unintelligence, AU. You do see TK at the top with 37 bigs and Marcel near the bottom with 15 bigs, only separated by 5 with Eric above him. Show those stats from time to time as my hands remember that, Emilio. So it looks like Forrest's going to get his run of cards all in a row with ace-king offsuit under the gun.
Yeah, first we saw TK involved in a bunch of hands. Now we see Forrest getting his piece.
Getting that part of that distribution.
Yeah, that stimulus check there.
There you go. Ken finds a fold, and we get to Marcel on the button. That's going to be easy lay down 9-4. And we'll get to TK in the big blind, who's going to fold a weak ace. So a good pickup from under the gun for Forrest, still adding to his stack.
I imagine a lot of hands are going to go down like this where someone opens and it's going to be a lot of folds because the ICM pressure is just so big for these medium stacks that every big blind that they have is going to be worth a few $1,000s at least.
I agree. I do think that being in his position and knowing that TK is the big blind with a big stack in those maybe even shows more strength to TK. Why would you want to put your tournament life on the line and make big bets pre-flop against the chip leader? But that's just position on poker. So Tammy finds a nice pair of 10s.
That is one of the hands she wants to open under the gun.
Saw my favorite hand, 4-7, get suited, but that's why I'm not in this tournament, because I play 4-7. This is kind of a cold deck situation if Eric elects to play with 9-9.
Electing to just call here, deciding that an under the gun open is too strong for him to 3-bet.
He's going to give odds to TK, and even Forrest is going to be...
We got a 4-way pot going on here. Lots of money in the middle. Going to a flop. 2 clubs on the board. TK picking up a lot of equity. Tammy in second place at the moment. And decides to shove it all in. Probably to protect their hand. Doesn't want any overcards coming on the turn or river. And doesn't want anyone to pick up on their flush draws, charge them for the max, etc.
Eric's asking for a count, but I don't know if he's going to stay with 9s, but Forrest and TK both have flush draws. You see TK has the pair and the flush draw, giving him monster equity. His ace is the nut flush draw. But Eric really thinking about this.
He has to worry about all those players behind him that who knows what they have. They could be continuing with a set of 2s, set of 3s, all that fun stuff.
Him spending this much time thinking about this hand is going to change TK and Forrest thinking slightly, but I still can't see TK folding this hand. This could turn into a monster pot.
Eric definitely in the blender here. Tammy's showing a lot of strength opening under the gun and deciding to go all in against 4 different players. We'll have to see if Eric could get away from these 9s.
She's either representing a huge pair or flop set, but you really want open trades or deuces under the gun.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
It's either ace-king or just some overpair. And it would have to be ace-king or clubs specifically, I believe, or something with the ace of clubs.
Eric painfully folds. TK has Forrest behind him, but he has so much equity in this hand.
Call.
He does elect to call, and now you have the 3rd nut flush draw with this decision for his tournament life as well.
I can't see him calling into 2 all-ins here. Is taking his time with it, though.
We can see all the dead clubs, but he doesn't know that. And he's not drawing to the nuts.
Yeah, and if he's not all in on this flop, he's definitely going to be all in by the turn with the side pot of TK and Forrest.
Not going to get anything off of TK. Pretty stoic here.
Cold and collected.
I'm not going to be able to unsee his picture next to his name where it shows the lenses on his sunglasses.
You know, he apparently used to have long hair.
I can believe it. So we are going to be heads up here. Tammy's tournament life on the line. 10s versus ace tray of clubs. That is a pair and a nut flush draw for TK, and 7.3 million in the pot.
Yeah, Tammy the one at risk here. Can be flipping for her life. Let's see if she can continue with her run from yesterday.
Board pairs 7s.
That's a very good card for Tammy.
And she gets a clean run out, Emilio, and Tammy's going to find a full double.
Yeah, and TK's going to find himself on a short stack now. Tammy popping off a little bit.
She goes into the chip lead here with 7.3 million in chips. That is a big turn of events, and that puts TK at your current short stack with 13 bigs. Tammy now doubling the player behind her in big blinds from 48 down to 23.
Yeah, you could just see how excited Tammy was to win that. Very much warranted. Because she is by far the chip leader now.
Real quick, we want to talk about Ultimate Satellite Package that'll be coming to Daytona Beach on Tuesday, August 6th at 6:10 p.m. For $350, 1 in 10 players is going to win their way into 3 Moneymaker Tour trophy events. That'll include the $400 mystery bounty, the $1,100 deep stack one-day event, and the $1,500 main event. So $3,000 in buy-ins and a chance to win 3 Moneymaker trophies. That's all for $350 on August 6th, and they're guaranteeing at least 2 packages will be awarded. That is for the Moneymaker Tour, which, very excited to announce, is coming back to Daytona August 7th through 19th.
Yeah, that is a huge satellite. I would love to play in that one if I could.
Byron came up with the Ultimate Satellite Package, so 3 great events for one price of $350. And you just saw a picture of Marcel. He calls himself the Satellite Man, and he did get into this for just $115 into 11K. If he was to finish 6th place, that's quite an ROI.
Yeah, he actually played in 3 different satellites and ended up cashing all of them. He turned the other satellites into cash and one of them into a ticket to this event.
That's
and now he's on
ultimate
the
free
final
roll.
table. Yeah, he's on a massive free roll.
He definitely knows how to play the satellite game, and you all should try too. You should check out DaytonaBeachPoker.com for more information. Always satellites, always big tournaments and events with big guarantees and trophies, and who doesn't like some hardware? People in the chat very excited about that run out for Tammy. We'll see if TK gets some love, maybe a lucky Seminole double up here, big FSU fan. But he's been in these spots before, gone from the chip lead to the short stack. He is one of the most experienced live players and online at the table with quite a big resume of cashes, so TK's got a chance.
Most players, when they see a short stack, they start going into panic mode. But players that are this experienced and have this much knowledge under the belt, this is their golden hour. They know what to do in every single spot, and they just love being on a short stack. He played very well yesterday. On his final table, he was most of the time the short stack, and he just leveraged it super hard pre-flop and got to where he is now.
Absolutely, and the 40-minute blinds changes things. You're not in a rush. These structures in Daytona are so great that you never feel that I have to rush, I have to get in. He knows even with 5 or 6 big blinds, he's going to make the best decision, not putting his life on the line with nothing. So Ace-10 suited versus Queen-Deuce suited, both all clubs with King-Jack-8 on the board. Looks like a gutter for Eric with the overcard ace.
I'm surprised to see Eric not c-betting this board because he definitely has range advantage here.
This will be interesting with 4 clubs now.
Yeah, there is a backdoor flush draw going on now, and Ken is electing to go for the bluff here with queen high.
And a raise.
Yeah, Eric having absolutely none of that.
If you're playing pot control, you would, kind of regret betting leading out there, but it does give you a chance to win, semi-bluffing.
A club would be insane here. Oh, man.
You willed it. I want everyone in the chat to know, I had my fingers crossed it wasn't a club. So we do have the nut flush for Eric, and Ken is going to bet into him. And he announced all in, this should be a quick call, and unfortunately Ken's going to walk into it.
Yeah.
That's an all-in and a call, and unfortunately Ken is going to be the first one. I guess I got to count the stacks.
That's pretty brutal. I'm unsure what Ken's plan would have been if it wasn't a club. Maybe he was just going to go for a bluff attempt at this, but this is probably the worst case scenario right here.
That is a cold deck. That's not the kind of run out you expect when you see all those clubs in play. We're going to get a chip count here. Dealer JT is on it. Ken seeing if he has any blinds left to keep on going. If not, he has locked up over $11,000, but we'll find out momentarily. Looks like he does have some chips left.
Yeah, I saw he had about 4 big blinds left from what I saw
Get that
on screen.
little thing. So you're
Yeah.
right. So TK has moved up into 5th. You see Tammy with that big lead at 46, but Eric right there now with that huge flush. Kind of a unfortunate situation for Ken, but pretty great for Eric to run in a nut flush draw into the third nut flush.
Yeah, we went from all middling stacks to and pretty much even stacks to there's a clear winner here and some clear short stacks here. Now the ICM pressure is going to be the most on the middle stack, mainly because the short stacks already know what to do. They're going to be jamming, they know that they're pretty much usually just going to get last, and the big stacks pretty much are usually going to get first, but those middle stacks are going to be undecided, and I think Forrest might find himself in a pretty tough spot where he has to be very tight on this final table.
How incredible is this at a $500 buy-in where everyone's guaranteed a minimum of $11,000 in the final 6, with top first place getting $54,500 change? It's pretty amazing for $500 buy-in. 707 runners.
Forrest does collect some big blinds here. Marcel in the short stack. It is very important to pay attention to who are in the blinds here, because if they're short stacks, you know that you might be able to steal their blinds if you open from the button, because they're just going to be jam or fold at that point.
Yeah, so Ken was actually just the small blind, right? Well, I guess he had the 4 after that. But Ken's on the button, so he's going to get a couple free hands before he has to make a decision for his final blinds.
Yeah, he's going to be in that point very shortly.
One of those spots where if Tammy did get out of the way, he'd have almost all his range shoved there, but her entering the pot, we wouldn't even really get to see his cards. Yeah, 9's probably not the card you want to do it with, especially if 1 or 2 free hands left.
Yeah. And you can see Tammy opening a little bit wide here with a bigger stack.
That's that ICM pressure you talked about. She's in the perfect spot to do that.
Yeah, and imagine being Forrest here with the middling stack, and imagine trying to open with Tammy, the big stack, to his left, and then a short stack to her left, and either player could just 3-bet you or go all in, and it's just a rough spot to be in.
And she's running kind of hot. She knows these spots, and she's not afraid to play. So you got luck on your side, and you're a skilled player. It's a good recipe.
Mm-hmm.
She definitely has been bringing it all weekend, as you said. You saw some other hands she played where her tournament life was on the line, and she found the card, and that's what it takes to get here. I always say it takes a walk and a couple flips to make a final table.
Yeah, for sure. You need to win those flips.
I need to win the walk. I just like to get my blinds back once in a while. I made the commentator laugh if you're at home. We're up to almost 200 viewers. I don't have any money to do it, but if we get 1,000, I'll send some brand new Daytona Beach Orange City merchandise to someone. Call my bluff, get another 822 people in here if you can.
We'll see. We got a blind versus blind scenario. Eric could be opening pretty wide here. However, he is ending up with pocket kings in this scenario. TK taking his time with queen 10, deciding to ship it.
And that's an insta call.
Like I said, TK probably put Eric on a pretty wide range trying to take his big blind, but ends up falling into a trap here.
Hoping even if he gets called, maybe as an ace and it's closer to 60-40. This is definitely not what you want, is a 6-1. Definitely want to be closer to 60-40, but 5 cards to come. He does pair a queen instantly, so that gives him those queen and 10 outs for 2 pair.
Anything's possible, Ryan. Needs that 10 or a queen.
1 card to come. Here we go. 7 of hearts is going to complete the board, and TK is going to be exiting the tournament in 6th place with $11,000, 218. We do thank TK for playing. He's a Tallahassee and South Florida guy. Big online and live crusher. You can almost say the table's a little bit lucky, because if he maintained that chip stack, he would have been very, very difficult to beat.
Yeah.
So we do thank TK for playing. He did fire a couple bullets in this event, and he's really looking forward to coming back and playing the Moneymaker. And TK, there will be some seats open, and hope to see you again on the next one. But that'll be our 6th place finisher.
It would have been a very different table if he doubled up right there for sure, because he is probably the favorite on this table. He has the most tournament results. He has some high rollers under his belt.
Now the players have locked up 5th place money of $14,106. Little bit of pay jump there. Goes about 3K. The next jump after that goes up to 17,700. We do have some fun graphics about our upcoming promotions that we'll be able to share in just a little bit here. The players get rebalanced at the table here, and we get back into five-way action. We do have some picture stuff to show too, which is exciting. But
we have some very exciting promotions coming up, including our Labor Day high hands. We'll be giving out over $100,000 in high hand promotions.
the easiest, the biggest, and the most payouts anywhere, unless it's a special promotion like the Big Ass High Hands. All other high hands, all 7 days a week that we're open, you can pretty much make a full house with one card in your hand and you're qualified. No one pays out as much or makes it as easy to hit a high hand than in Daytona Beach and Orange City, where we offer easily 400 to 500,000 in promotions monthly, like we have this $100,000 you just talked about. If you've never played Big Ass High Hands, it's $15,000, and every 4 hours, the biggest hand in the room gets $5,000 on the spot. If you hit a royal, we just reset it and put another 5K up. So please check out DaytonaBeachPoker.com or OrangeCityPoker.com and look at our Big Ass High Hand promotion. Yep, Chad is correct. TK leaving the table has made a sigh of relief for some of these players that know how experienced he was, but there's still 5 players here. You still have some short stacks battling. You can see we have Tammy now and Eric at the top, neck and neck. Forrest, Marcel, and Ken coming up behind. Ken's going to have to make a move soon. The blinds will be going up.
What a comeback story it would be if Ken ended up being in the top 3.
Looks like he's in a big blind now, so he's going to have 300K already invested in this one. 150 for the big blind and 150 for his ante. So he might just have change behind there. Marcel's going to fold a queen 4 suited. Eric is out. Now we get to Forrest, who's looking at that short stack. Live cards 8-7. Nope. Yeah. Tammy, 5 tray. Her range completely open against that size stack. Less than 10% of her stack. Easy calls, easy shoves, pressure.
She just wants to get him out of this tournament at this point.
Little does he know, he actually is better off than he thinks with his equity. He'd be happy to see her 5 tray because it's easier for her to have an ace-9 or any other high cards and have him dominated, but she's at the bottom of her range for this play.
Yeah, like I said, Ken's sitting on 2 big blinds. I don't think she really expects him to fold too often because what's he going to do? Just wait out, wait till he gets aces for 1 orbit, and then just be stuck in the big blinds?
My wife always told me it's better to shove than be the caller, but in this situation, he's going to be surprised to see that she only had the 5 tray. So not a huge pot here, but Ken would love to take it. He's got the 9-4 off, 60% equity against the 5 tray, and the minimum payout right now is $14,100, but Ken wants to stay in and play for more. Take us to the flop, Emilio.
All right, we got a 5 for Tammy here. Ken needing a 9 now. Does have a little bit of a backdoor straight going on here.
Tammy makes 2 pair would be more interesting, and she does. That gives him all the 7s and the deuces now.
Yep, open ender. Does not hit it on the river, and Ken is eliminated. Tammy's stack grows bigger. The rich get richer. And Ken gonna take home $14,106.
Yep, Ken had a dry spell. He told us coming into today where he hadn't had a bag in quite a long time, but he kept watching poker, watch our streams, watch some poker go, felt it, saw this was a great structure, and came and gave it a shot. So we do thank him for coming. Glad he found a bag, and I think this is just the start of big things for Ken. So another player we're going to invite back in August, and hopefully we'll see him on a Moneymaker stream. But thanks again, Ken. And these players are now 4-handed and have locked up $17,700 and change, which is incredible on a $500 buy-in.
It is. She raised me with 5-3 off.
I think that's a play that everyone with those stacks has to make. So here we are 4-handed now. We're on hand 17, it says. Tammy's the chip leader on the button, and now she has the 5 deuce offsuit. And ICM pressure's on her brain.
Yeah, she's eyeing up her opponent's stacks right now.
I had a name Panda. It's Panda.
I think Marcel getting a walk.
Heard the Panda reference. You deal occasionally, Emilio. Have you heard players on those 2-5 games and higher joke about beating someone with the Panda, the old 5-deuce offsuit?
I have not heard that before.
If in chat you've heard about it, it's one of those if you know, you know, but 5-deuce is the Panda. Goes way back, if you hear Tammy talking about it.
I know 7-deuce is the Daytona Big Slick, but
I think every poker room in the country calls that their Big Slick.
The Panda must be an Orange City thing.
We know all the Dirty Diaper, which I don't need to get into. World Series lore the last few years. So the Panda is going to just travel around the table here. Oh, 8-6 is way too good to play. So Marcel has the 7-6 suited.
In the small blind, another blind versus blind scenario. We're four-handed here, so we're probably going to see that a lot. Marcel is sitting very short here. I don't see him jamming, but I do see him raising.
As much as Marcel plays, he told us that whatever he cashes today will be his largest single-day live event he's ever cashed.
Oh yeah, I'm from a satellite at that.
It's crazy. So we are going to have a raise and a call. 7-6. Eric getting a discount from the blind with 4 tray off. 3 overs to both players' hands come out.
Yeah, Marcel just deciding to limp that one in.
Hard to continuation bet here, excuse me, thinking that that flop might hit Eric harder.
Yeah.
Marcel does have a lot of turn cards he could continue on though, like any club, any backdoor straight draw, anything like that.
And maybe he thinks if Eric has a real hand, he'll come back at him pre-flop, so maybe he's a little more comfortable there following through. So good for Marcel with another pickup. As we're four-handed here, guaranteed $17,700 coming to you live from Daytona Beach Racing and Card Club. My name's Ryan Unger. I'm manager from the Orange City Racing and Card Club, and I'm here with Emilio Sosa, legendary commentator after one day, and a dealer and player. You're like a trifecta of poker.
Yeah, I just love the game. I love being here. I love the environment. The people it's just a game that brings everyone together. I'm sure I've played with and dealt to a few lizard people and a few aliens at some point, but you know, it just brings people together. Anyone can play poker.
And anyone can talk about it, hence I'm here. So we do see Marcelo fold the button, Eric with a strong ace-8 in the small blind. Going to come at Forrest, but Forrest wakes up with ace-queen off, and look how pretty that one is. And he's just going to put it in. And that takes it. We have a couple more of these like fun things to show you, but we're learning as we go. So
I gotcha.
pick one.
This one. It didn't work.
We almost had it. Oh, you have to hit the marketing.
I turned the table on fire, then it's my fault. So
We have a crack team from IT here right behind me, and he keeps his eyes on me, and I'm on a short leash. So we feel really good about it. Plus, with the guys we have running cameras back here, we're feeling really good about it. Jonathan and Mike will never let us down. You got Thomas out front doing the tracking, so we're in good shape. Look at this, another pair and flush draw situation where Tammy does flop bottom pair with Jack Deuce suited on a tray 5 deuce 4 heart board. And Forrest has top pair with no other backdoor draw.
yeah, Tammy electing to bet this flop here with her pair of deuces and flush draw.
He's going to pot control it, keep it small with just top pair by calling. And Tammy now has made 2 pair, and Forrest literally needs to make one of the 2 5s left, because if he makes 8s and 5s, that will not be good now.
The question is, will Forrest continue to bet here? Because this is a very wet and a very dynamic board. There's a lot that Tammy could have that she's just firing with.
She goes a little bit over half pot here, which gives him 3-1 if he does call, or maybe looks to shove. He is going to call.
Forrest getting himself in trouble here.
Only 2 5s in the deck can save him. And now
That-
Tammy's made the flush.
Yeah, the completed flush might save him a few chips here.
Unless
Same
he chooses represented ace or king high flush, but I don't know if he's that creative. Which Tammy probably is not going to let go of her hand.
Yeah, I think he would want to have some sort of blocker for that kind of play.
Like playing football, like an offensive lineman. Oh.
Yeah, just someone to tackle around the table.
Wrong blocker. Nathan Lee in the chat. What up, Nate? Don't see you at the table today, but I know you'll be here soon. That's a strong bet there. Looks like 1.5 if those are all gray. Yep, so
Yeah, that's a massive bet.
definitely pressure here. And trying to get value out of your flush.
Women don't bluff.
Women don't bluff.
Yeah. As we can see, I guess. Forced in the blender.
Someone puts that big bet in and grabs a beer. I mean, that's a pretty strong tell. They're pretty confident there.
Yeah, a lot of people like to drink beer or fiddle with something on the side in order to kind of calm their nerves whenever there's a spot.
I guess I just needled Nate, so I wasn't here last night, Nate, to see that, and I apologize for that, my friend, but we'll see you soon, knocking someone out in a bounty tournament in Orange City. Tammy does not get paid off. Sorry, Emilio.
You're good. Forrest does decide to fold. He has no sort of blockers to the flush.
I thought you were just on draw.
So as we're four-handed here, players have locked up 17K. We talked about the Moneymaker Tour coming back in just a few weeks, actually. We're not going to show the slide, but we do have 15 trophy events, along with special guest Chris Moneymaker, the legendary Tony Burns, $600,000 in prize pool, 15 trophies. And you can play for a trophy for as little as $186, or you can fire that main event for $1,500. Either way, we have a bunch of guarantees. We're going to crush them all. So please check us out. We showed you the Instagram earlier. You also can find us on the crawl on the bottom here, the different websites and social media channels. We'd love to have you all come in and play a Moneymaker Tour. And we've officially crossed the 200 player our viewer threshold, Emilio. So everyone at home is telling their friends, keep it growing. We get to 1,000, I'll go spin a sign out front or find some merch for you.
Yeah, my favorite Moneymaker Tour event by far would be the Mystery Bounty, because it's just such a good game for the players. Anyone can win up to, how much was it?
Well, this year the guarantee's 150,000, and we've had some bounties pulled in the 5,000 range. I don't know officially what's going to be happening. We can ask the main man, Byron Rodriguez, but 5 or 10K, whatever it is, someone's going to get some big life-changing money just by knocking someone out of a tournament.
Yeah, last year we had, or our last Moneymaker Tour, we had an amateur player win our big bounty there. I think it was
Was it 10K?
something like that. It was a big one.
It wasn't me, obviously, I'd remember. Either way, $400 to play that mystery bounty, or you can play that satellite we talked about for $350, where you win your way into the 400, the 1100, and the 1500, which is a great way to play for a trophy.
Marcel deciding to raise with King 5 offsuit here. Another blind versus blind scenario with very wide ranges.
Flopping the double eights and a 7, 2 diamonds. Neither player hits that flop. Marcelo's still high here with the king. Eric does have position. Marcelo's gonna check it. Little pot control. Check, check. See if the turn hits either player here. Just the deuce of clubs. So Marcelo's king's, or Marcel, excuse me, king's still high. Ex-professional boxer, baseball player, soccer player, and greyhound kennel guy. He lived a charmed life here. 74 years old, Marcel.
Oh yeah, he was, in 1995, he was apparently the best greyhound player in the entire world, from what I heard from him. And we have to see if he decides that he has showdown value here with his king high. He has to figure out what Eric could be betting here. Now, we know he's just betting air, but Marcel deciding to fold here.
So I was just reminded about something to talk about real quick. Did you know that for the first time ever, we had 11 players playing this tournament from other Delaware North poker properties across the country?
Oh?
So growing our GAPT brand and having players and promotions in the other poker rooms in the company is pretty exciting. We had players joining us from Wheeling in West Virginia. We had players from Mardi Gras, somewhere up in the Midwest. Heard it's beautiful. And then also we did it in Gate City, which is newly renamed, formerly Boston Billiard, all the way up in New Hampshire. So pretty exciting that our tournaments are going all over the country, and that Delaware North, our parent company, is willing to have all the rooms work together and get people a chance to visit and travel a little bit.
Yeah, lots of people coming here to melt their faces off in Florida.
I see a dealer in the chat talking to me. He must need a day off. So it looks like Tammy's going to raise with the king-8 off, and Marcel's going to find ace-queen suited.
I know he does.
He puts it all in. It is a shorter stack.
Yeah, it's a little under 10 big blinds here.
Is that 1.4?
Marcel has a really good hand opening from the button here, which might make Tammy think that he's opening a bit wide.
Yikes.
The king-8 off is a hand that gets dominated a large majority of the time from what Marcel's opening here.
Great
Just the
laydown by
7-8.
Tammy. Let's take a real quick look at these chip stacks. We are four-handed here.
I was hoping you had a king.
You can see Tammy
'Cause I had a king.
clearly up front, close to 60 bigs. Marcel with 15. Forrest 22, Eric 45, but one double from any of those players. It's a different tournament. You see TK and Ken formerly played 11,000 and 14,000 won by them respectively. And these players are looking at that 54,560 up top, but they're all guaranteed 17 and change right now. Marcelo with the best ROI since he got in for $115. Great satellite player there. Found a way to get in on the cheap. If I
Yeah.
buy lottery tickets, I'm going to have him pick them out for me.
I'm very happy to see two Daytona representatives on this Final Four here.
Well, let's not push Eric out of the side. I was talking to Eric late earlier. He's one of my neighbors. He comes from Longwood, which is not too far for where this guy's from. And Forrest is from Orlando. So they may not stop by the room all the time, but everyone at the table right now is within an hour drive, which is great that we have these poker rooms to offer them.
Tammy, I saw going all in there, trying to get Forrest to fold. I believe Forrest ended up calling the big blind, and Tammy just chipped in his face. That's the problem. He has that medium stack size, and he just cannot get involved as many pots as he wants to.
Well, he said that he has some experience playing. He has played tournaments as high as $1,500 buy-ins, and he made $100K in a big tournament recently, and final table down south the last 2 weeks. So he's been here before, but having a chip leader on your direct left with a huge stack and experience is tough, but you know, maybe he can lay a trap. Who knows?
Yeah, he's still in that scenario with the chip leader to his left and then a short stack in Marcel right next to her.
So once again, we're 780 viewers away from 1,000, or I've put myself on a line where I'll give some merch out. So all we need you to do is let your friends and frenemies know that you can find us on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Even if it's like your parents or cousin, get them to watch. If they don't know poker, Emilio will teach them. We just need viewers, not bots.
I might start charging though.
Oh, well, there is that.
What's Tammy? What's Tammy?
I didn't know we had such a big Facebook audience.
It's
good to see everyone here.
Yeah, that's nice.
Definitely. We don't really have a way to connect on Instagram here, but I know we have a big following on Instagram now also, so it's definitely growing. As we enter hand only 25, we've been live for about 45 minutes. Hand 25 playing pretty quick.
I'm unsure if we talked about this, but we are giving away a Moneymaker Made event seat if you guys follow us on Orange City Poker on our Instagram. That would be Orange City Poker, Daytona Poker, or Moneymaker Tour, and it'll end August 1st, where we will give away that ticket.
Each room is gonna give away a $1,500 seat to the Moneymaker main event, which is very exciting. All in conjunction with our marketing team trying to build our Instagram following, and we have new content. They were just filming with a drone recently and taking some pictures of some food and the new promotion, so it's pretty exciting. Lots to come everyone's way, including an expansion in Orange City next month, so or closer to September. Keep your eyes out. All our social media channels, you see the scroll on the bottom here. If you're not quick enough to write it all down, it'll keep flashing.
Very interesting scenario brewing here.
They're gonna.
Forrest raising king 9 suited under the gun, and just a call from ace queen offsuit. Ends up going check check on the flop.
So you got ace queen off, king 9 suited on a 9, 10, 8 flop, 4 on the board. Nines are the pair. Ace queen equity can hit either the ace or the queen, or even a jack for a gutter. So a lot of outs.
Yeah, Eric believing if this river goes check check, he has some showdown value here against what Forrest might be betting, but I can see Forrest checking this river back a lot. Yeah.
Neither player representing a jack for the straight, so Forrest will see he was ahead and that Eric caught up. And that's poker. You see we have 2 colored chips in play at the moment. The 25Ks are blue, the 100Ks are gray. I think those will be the chips in play for the duration of the tournament. If they haven't gone up yet, the next blind level is going to be on my trusty sheet here, 100, 150, 150. I think we went from 75 to 150, 150. That'll be level 30. They'll have a short break after that, and then it creeps up from there. But four-handed, 40-minute blinds, a lot of action left to happen.
Yeah. I see Tammy having a little bit of the loose juice right there.
I was just overseas where it was all Carlsberg, so I don't know what she's having here. It could be Bud Light or it could be Heineken, who knows.
I'm not sure. Apparently yesterday she had a secret admirer that bought her a couple of beers.
Okay, fair enough. I'll never have that problem, so I know that all my admirers are out in the open.
I'll get you a beer one day.
God bless you. Let's take a Red Bull. So we have a open by Eric, or did he complete? My graphics might be behind. Either way, Forrest has raising chips because he has ace-king suited. And he's going to raise and take it. I don't know if Eric opened or completed, but either way, Forrest takes that one down. Let's get a quick update on our big blind stacks here. 62 up top, 12 on the bottom, lots of room in between. You see Tammy with 9.3 million in chips, and Marcel 1.9 million. And there's your blinds at the bottom. So they are in level 30 at this time. They are 40-minute blinds.
Our short stacks here have to start making some moves because those blinds are just going to keep eating them away.
He's under the gun this hand with the 8-4 off, so this will probably not be the spot.
Yeah.
Were you here all the way through bag last night, or did you take off a little early?
No, I was all the way through bag last night.
What time was it they want to know in chat? They're saying around 1:30. We can ask Nate. Apparently he was here.
What time did, yeah, it was around 12 o'clock.
Yeah, apparently Nate busted on the bubble for the final table, so he might be the most experienced with that info.
Yeah, he's correct. It was around 12 that they ended up bagging up.
If you can't needle Nate, you don't know him well enough. Nice talking to you, bud.
That's a real bad journey, right?
Actually, he knows where I work. I should calm down here.
Looks like you're not getting any secret admirers from him.
Got ace-4 off versus king 10. Eric on the button with the king 10 and does hit a pair. Tammy has the overcard ace and a gutter tray. Just going to check. Check, check. Small pot here, 550K. Bam! That's called a wheel.
Wow.
Good enough to take the high and the low.
Now, Eric does have a thin value hand here.
And her hand is very well disguised.
Yeah, he does decide to bet here. Does Tammy decide to raise here, or does she decide to call and then donk out the river? I think because the hearts are out there, she might elect to raise. And that
Looks
she
like
does.
a pot-sized raise there, doesn't it? 800?
Just about. 700.
So 1.6 in there. It's going to cost him only 400 more to call, so decent price there, but drawing dead, unfortunately, doesn't know.
Yeah, I would love to see Tammy just pull out the big guns on this river.
Now the heart does come. That might slow things down slightly.
Eric isn't really calling that much with anything but a king and a flush draw, and you may as well target that king now that the flush draw is, well, flush draw completed on the river, now that I just noticed, but...
Does it matter that Tammy doesn't have any hearts in her hand? Quick call.
It does matter to some degree, but when a heart draw is going to bet a lot on the flop, and mainly when he calls a check raise on the turn, it's mainly going to be a lot of king X.
No, I don't.
So one chip leader taken from another.
I told you I was very lucky too. I am very, very
And Tammy now double You see how this can happen in just 1 or 2 hands. The chips are flying. Marcel now will be in the big blind, so he's going to have to make a move soon. But Forrest can sit back and maybe ladder a little bit. I know he's probably trying to win the tournament, but he's not in a hurry with Marcel's stack there, and that's the pressure of the ICM.
Yeah, I am expecting us to see some all-in soon from our short stacks.
If Forrest finishes worse than third right now, to him that's a huge disappointment looking at Marcelo's stacks. He has to be very careful here. You see that jump from 17 and change all the way up to 24K.
Yeah, Tammy is continuing her sun run. We can see the chat just going crazy for her.
Very popular. A lot of people in chat used to work with Tammy. She's got a great following, and she's going to put the pressure on Marcel.
What a time to have 70s.
It's suited. Apparently that's good. Yeah, I don't know. Don't take her advice, even though she knows what she's doing. So the button is going to move. Marcel did lose a nice little chunk there, being the big blind. Now he'll be small blind. Four-handed, you're in the blinds 50% of the times, and having that big blind ante can be pretty expensive on you.
Yeah, I believe Marcel has less than 10 bigs now. Not getting much luck with the cards that he's being dealt.
Would you believe, I know it's not a cash game, we actually do have a VPIP stat. And who do you think's in the lead? If you guessed Tammy, you're pretty close. The VPIP's actually pretty close, but they are four-handed, so that's why that stat is useless.
Yeah.
If you ever see us do a cash game stream and someone's VPIP's less than 10, I think the code is seat open.
Yeah. That's very accurate.
You need an eject button.
Or a nip button.
Yeah, well, we get to press those buttons from this side. We're safe. We're at arm's length.
Maybe a clown hat, too.
Oh, I didn't see the dealer change. My buddy Neil hopped in there. Thank you to Neil and John for being our dealers today. We want to thank our production team. Don't get enough credit, but we have Jonathan E., Thomas S., and Michael B. doing the cameras and action tracking. I got my main man John G. from IT in the back. We also thank our poker room manager Joe LaRosa and our tournament director Byron Rodriguez, our marketing team, and also the GM and assistant GM, Fred Guzman and Mike Stringer. Big visions to bring these big guarantee tournaments to everybody. And as you know, this is Emilio Sosa. And I'm just Ryan, and we're here on a nice Monday afternoon, four-handed, with $24,000. Oh, excuse me, $17,000. I'm getting ahead of myself. Up for the next player out.
Yeah, we have an amazing crew here. A lot of these guys are my friends, and I would love to go out and have a great time with them. They're all amazing.
Oh, they're just my friends because they work for me, or I work with them.
Nah, you're a great guy too, Ryan.
Oh,
you're not just Ryan. You're the Ryan.
Whoever's doing my review, Emilio is going to be involved in that. So the players will be on break in the next 10 minutes or so. We ask that you don't go on break. One of us will stay here and talk and hang with you. So we usually lose viewers on break. Don't do it. Stay with us. Let's grow this.
Yeah, we're at 235 right now across all our platforms.
On hand 32. And Marcel, it was folded to you, or you're under the gun. That means you're blind next hand. He's going to let it go. Eric, let's go an ace-8. He's probably thinking of the ICM there also. Maybe hoping Forrest and Tammy get into a battle before surrenders.
Yeah, you can see Marcel just shaking his head there, just not getting any cards he wants here to go all in with.
There's no side bets in chat, but you can book me for whatever crypto you got. That's not binding. I don't do crypto. Don't do crypto.
Floor.
I see a Hindi in chat who's trying to make a final table. Maybe she's actually doing that while watching this. We'll probably see her at our next final table. A lot of boss players are in chat right now. It's great. Glad to see you all, and hopefully see you on a Moneymaker final table live stream in the middle of August, where first place will be somewhere between 80 and 100-something thousand.
Forrest raising on the button here with the ace-4 suited. Tammy having him absolutely dominated here.
Just showing off that 12 milli chip stack.
Yeah, I can't see Forrest continuing here. He's hoping for a flip at best. And even if he's flipping, it's just an ace high.
And there is that 7K pay jump roughly between fourth and third, and he sees Marcel's stack, which is a huge factor.
Yeah, the jump from 17 to 24 is very significant.
Especially knowing there's someone with less than 10 big blinds who can ladder up.
Yeah. Ends up letting it go.
She should have grabbed a sip of her beer. Might have been a better tell. Make it easier for him.
If Forrest had a pair, he probably would have went with it, but
I'm not going to go there, but you said it.
that hand specifically was just dominated so often.
Like we said, these players will be going on break shortly. We're on hand 33, just about to hit the hour mark. We thank all 200 plus viewers joining us across the multiple channels, whether it's Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube. Make sure you follow us at Instagram and get live in that giveaway for $1,500 main event seat and a moneymaker.
Yeah, very generous from us.
Absolutely.
That along with our Labor Day promotions. Like
I
I
might
said,
have to quit and play on the bounty tournament because it looks like Nate's in there. All right.
just quit your job.
Well,
and
I'm not
come to
giving my
bounty.
notice on stream because verbal's binding. Here we are, somewhere in a hand. Tammy's on the button. She's going to elect a raise at the Jack 8, famously played by Phil Locke a little before your time. He's called the Unabomber.
Oh, wow.
You never heard of Phil Locke? Antonio
I've-
Sandiari? Yeah, I'm old.
I've seen him before, but
Oh. Jennifer Tilly, she's still relevant.
yeah, she is.
So we do get a call from Eric in the big, getting a discount with the Jack 7. We have 3 clubs on the flop, the old Ace 6-5, and Tammy has 1 club.
Yeah, Eric getting none of this.
Looks like
Either.
there could be some chop outs possibly, even though it's not showing that, right? I mean, his kicker right below hers, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, on an ace high board, she's going to be barreling that a lot.
She is definitely in accumulation mode, and they can't do anything to stop it right now as she's crossed the 13 milli mark and
Wow.
trying to get to that 100 big blind threshold. They are going to be going on break soon. When they come back, the blinds will be going up, so that'll change. But Tammy definitely in control of this final table, and Marcelo sitting with 7 bigs.
Yeah, she has over half the chips on the table right now.
And she keeps getting decent card distribution. Almost needs to fold, like, oh, ace-6.
Yeah, under the gun. Beforehanded, we're definitely going to open that.
I'm glad the table's kind of short-handed. There's not enough room for her chips.
Yeah.
Forrest going to take a stand eventually, but this would not be the time he wants to do it. He's going to wait for a better spot.
Yeah. Queen 4 just isn't it right now. They have to be very, very, very patient.
You didn't know, but we got some new merchandise in. Let Tammy know if her shoulders get cold, she can grab one of those new hoodies or long sleeve hoodie t-shirts. Can't wait to get my hands on some new Daytona Beach and Orange City merch.
They
I have
are
all the
very
hats.
comfortable.
Yeah, I know who picked them out, and the team that came up with the merch did a really good job trying to build our little retail program here. Pretty excited.
Yeah, and it does get very chilly in our poker room here sometimes, so.
It
So-
seems the tilt meter goes down the colder it is, so we do that on purpose. You don't want to get people heated. You know, there are some bad beats flying around here and there.
Yeah. We don't want anyone getting steamed up. Eric with pocket aces here on the button.
We've seen kings. It's our first time seeing aces, I believe.
It is indeed. 2 red aces. Yeah. 2 big stacks getting in with each other. Or at least 2 of the bigger stacks on the table.
Mm-hmm. Tammy flops a pair here, can get her in trouble.
She does indeed.
And he flops the nut flush draw to go along with his overpair.
Ends up going check on a monotone board.
And she has no diamonds, and this might save her quite a bit of money here having top pair. But it is a 4 flush board.
Yeah, it's possible she calls 1 bet, but jacks are just so volatile right now.
He goes 40% pot. And she's going to pick a better spot herself, and that's a pretty solid play on her part. A little disappointing for Eric to have number 1 pocket rockets make the nut flush and not get much value, especially from the chip leader, but hey.
Yeah, that could have gotten pretty dangerous for Tammy there if that turn wasn't a diamond. Tammy's still on her sun run, getting good runouts for her to fold.
That's true. You don't always have to win to win. Making big folds can win.
No, okay. But you just wanted to make sure it was there.
Marcel is in the big blind again.
Okay, one more time. You're like, oh,
A
yeah.
lot of his stack is,
It's like when you're like,
as you see, already in the middle. He's locked up 17K.
I gotta see it one more time.
Yeah, at this point, you just might see one ace and just go
That's
with
always
it.
the funniest thing to me. Like, I would never do that. Like, I just mark up.
I'm unsure. We don't have the timer back here, but I'm assuming that the blind level is going to go up pretty soon. Forrest deciding to jam on the button.
And he found the perfect time because Marcel has nothing to play back with unless he plays 2 live cards. Doesn't realize the equity actually kind of is there for that call, as bad as that is.
Damn, I had you keep Marcel.
Yeah, Marcel
Barely.
just. Every time he's in the big blind, we see him with hands like that.
Nice hand.
You
Seven-
can't feel too bad. He's guaranteed 17K. It's largest cash of all time, but that's not a good spot there.
That's true. You always want more.
Hi, Chihuahua.
5 big blinds now.
The break. I'm assuming.
Approaching a player's break here.
Assuming it does, though. My niece made me this bracelet. It's good luck.
I was admiring it earlier.
Forrest did decide to go all in with Jack 8 suited last hand, which is a little bit wide, but when you're on the button, you have so much advantage over those 2 players, just knowing that they could just have garbage. Marcel deciding to jam with garbage. However, it might get it through.
Eric already has some money invested here from the big. Cost him 600K to call. He's getting almost 2 to 1. So he does make the call. He does see that he's in a better shape here with the overcard. So King 4 versus 9-6. Marcelo's life is on the line here. 4-handed. 1.7 million in the pot. And Marcel desperately needed to find a double, so we'll see if this is the time.
Oh, it's what you gotta do.
Yeah, right before the
I like
break.
it. Yeah, I know.
This would be a good time to double up.
I like 6-9. Not gonna lie.
We have a pair for Eric. But Marcel has a ton of outs here.
Yeah, 2 overs to that
Yeah,
pair and a
please.
gutter.
Yeah. 4 king and 6-9.
Brings even more outs.
It's a 6-9.
1 card to come. 25% chance.
There's a straight.
And you kind of feel for Eric, but could have been a lot worse. He did pick the 1 stack that can happen against without hurting you too bad. But Marcel does have some chips to play with now, and that's a little bit different going on break with some new life.
Yeah, hopefully you can gain some composure and get some luck on his side within the next few hands.
Do you feel like usually I get a tingle from downstairs mix up? You do too? Yeah.
Starting to match up there with Forrest in terms of his stack size.
Oh my gosh, he's sitting on the street.
Don't say too
I'm
much.
the worst. I'm the worst.
As Tammy's under the gun, 10-6 suited with the chips.
325.
Raise 325.
Announces a raise. A little bit of a click raise here. Would have been a 300. She goes 3 1/4. Marcel finds what we call ducks. Deuces. 2-2.
We'll see if he goes with it.
Just got those
One
chips.
spot, you just gonna jump right
He's
in
going to
there.
call from the button.
Just flats. That's a very dangerous flat there.
But it
'cause
does invite other players in as well.
there's just no board that would be good for him here.
Great point. But it gives Forrest math.
That's true.
What a discount for Forrest to call. I don't think he could have called a 3-bet. So we have 9-8 suit, or offsuit, 10-6 suited, and deuces. Set mining here for Marcel. Does not hit the set. Tammy's got middle pair. And that's about it.
Yeah, on a king high board, she's going to elect to bet her middle pair. Assuming that the big blind doesn't have much because his board doesn't really benefit their range much. She takes down another pot. Flatting with pocket deuce is not paying off there.
You trying to set me? Come on, man. I'm too lucky. Did not. Nice hand, nice double.
Looks like
The
Forrest
players
is
are going
getting
on
it.
break.
Yeah,
Of course, you have to
looks
get
like they're
Just
getting
this
up
one?
right now.
It's tournaments, you know that.
No, we're fine. So the players are on break, so we're going to turn their sound down when they color up. Let's give Emilio a chance if he needs to run and grab a drink or anything, but I'll hang with you guys for a few minutes, talk about some promotions, and maybe we could switch off here. So as you see them looking at chips at the table, please don't leave the chat. It won't be that bad. I know there's 240 of you. I'd love to keep it growing, but talk about a couple things. We do have our Ultimate Satellite package you might have heard me talk about, Tuesday, August 6th at 6:10 p.m. It's only $350 to play, and 2 seats are guaranteed, or 2 packages are guaranteed, and that's 1 in 10 are going to win their way into 3 Moneymaker Tour trophy events. So you're going to win your way into a $400, an $1,100, and a $1,500 main event. So you should play the Ultimate Satellite package August 6th. Moneymaker Tour is back the 7th through the 19th in Daytona with $600,000 in guaranteed prize pools plus 15 trophy events. The cheapest trophy event's $186, going all the way up to $1,500. And from what I understand, we have satellites starting as low as $86. Looks like Emilio is going to tell you about a promo or two.
Yeah, our Moneymaker Tour is going live in August. That $350 satellite is going to be a really great opportunity for our players. We are giving away around Labor Day our high hand week. Like I said, we'll be paying out over $100,000 in high hand promotions, including $1,000 every 20 minutes on that Labor Day Saturday, and our $15,000 big ass high hands on Labor Day with a royal reset that is going to go on August 30th through September 2nd. If Tammy wants to sell any action. Maybe if you buy her a drink or two. Once again, we would love it if you guys followed us on Orange City Poker, Daytona Poker, or Moneymaker Tour Poker. Each of those Instagram accounts are going to be giving away a $1,500 main event ticket to the Moneymaker Tour main event.
Emilio, let me ask you, you were here last night while these players played down to the final 6, and you said that you actually watched a lot of play. Tell me about some interesting hands or spots that led us to get to these final 6 and now 4 players, if you would indulge us.
Well, Forrest had a massive stack earlier on when there was about 4 tables in the tournament. He had about 6 million when the average wasn't even a million. So he pretty much rode that wave all the way down to this tournament. One hand that I saw from Marcel, he had a 3-way all-in pot where he flopped the nuts on deuce 5-4. He ended up having ace-3 of clubs, and his opponent had pocket 5s, and another opponent had deuce 5 offsuit. He ended up holding and tripled up through there and rode that wave down to the final table, just like Forrest did. Tammy ended up getting pretty lucky throughout yesterday. She was all in from behind about 6 different times. She had ace-queen against ace-queen or ace-king for her tournament life and ended up getting a 4 to flush on the board. She was queen-10 of clubs against ace-jack of clubs, ended up getting a queen. She had a gutter and a flush draw on the turn for another all-in pot, ended up binking the flush draw on the river. And the same exact thing happened the very next hand. So she had to sweat a lot to get here.
It takes some luck and also good spots to make it this far in tournaments. And I can't speak for myself since I don't have a lot of deep runs, but yourself, I know that you're into poker and coaching and learning. What do you think about poker in Florida? And, you know, you work here, so you can't play here, but what do you think about the different options and cash games and tournaments we run here?
I think Florida has some of the best poker games in the world right now, especially in the United States, because we just have the best limits. We have deep stack cash games, over 200 big blinds on our 2-5 no limit. We got 3K cap on our 5-5 no limit, which is insanely deep. And Orange City has a lot of great games going on. Daytona has a lot of great games going on at all times. We have our 5-5 PLO. Pretty much we cater to anything you guys would want, from low stakes to high stakes.
I know we're getting on that mixed game bandwagon. It's taken some time, but we're definitely getting there. I know people that play more than 2 cards do like to come to Orange City and Daytona, and I know during the Moneymaker tournament series they are going to have a couple Omaha events. They're going to have a $300 PLO high only with a 5K guarantee on it. And then I see they're also going to be doing a PLO mix with PLO high, PLO 8, and Big O. That's a 10K guarantee, $300 buy-in. And then I see a 5-card PLO on there as well. All those would be trophy events. So I like my personal self to see some more games like that and more variants than 2-card, and it is coming in Florida, and people are excited about it. So if you play with more than 2 cards, we do have some options available for you, and hopefully that'll keep growing. I know a lot of players around the country are getting in the mixed game bandwagon here, and we're pretty excited to offer what we can offer and grow with you all too.
We got 4 players left here, Mr. Snow.
We're down to 4. They've locked up 17 and change. The jump then goes to 24 and change. Second place is 38,000. First place, just what is that? 54,500 and change for a $500 buy-in. 707 entrants, or we say runners. This was a 250K guarantee called the GAPT, which is our Great American Poker Tournament Summer Deep Stack. The prize pool is 250, but we actually crushed it and got to 304,000 total in the prize pool. In this final table alone, all 6 payouts equaled out to about 160K on a $500 buy-in, which is incredible. We did do a bunch of satellites. You've heard us say Marcel got in pretty much for free. He satellite for 115 and won a couple other satellites as well. I know we talk about the Moneymaker Tour coming up. There are satellites for as low as $86. A lot of people don't know that, but they make an emphasis on the $86 because that's what Chris Moneymaker himself, his first satellite was 86 into something else into whatever that won him his 2.5 million in 2003. So he got in on an online satellite. So 86 is a big number for Moneymaker. They do push that. And if you haven't seen their trophies, they're pretty sweet. So we are pretty excited to have 15 trophy events coming here in August, and look forward to future stops at the Moneymaker Tour as they grow and we grow here and in Orange City.
I've heard so many compliments about the structure of this tournament and all of our other tournaments here at Daytona, and it's just a really great structure. The payouts are pretty top heavy, but they end up paying out, what was it, top 12% of players?
Yeah, and Byron goes out of his way to make sure that you get value. And when you buy in, even if you late reg, you're going to get some depth. You're not going to be 8 bigs having to shove like a lot of tournaments are elsewhere. You actually might walk into 20 to 40 bigs and still have play left. I myself feel both ways. I like to start a tournament and be there for all the hands, and I've also had a late reg, and I don't mind that either. But here, you definitely have a chance either way. Ton of chips in play, great structures, great blind lengths. This one was 40 minutes, then drops down to 30 when they're heads up. We've had some tournaments in the past with 60-minute blind levels. Obviously, you're going to pay more to play those, but it is worth it. You are getting that value. So in Central Florida, if you need a place to play, and Byron's in charge of the tournament, you're definitely missing out if you don't go. I see people in chat talking about the mixed games. Yes, I'm here for you. If it's 5 cards, 7 cards, anything more than 4, I'm in. Or any more than 2. But, we have to play our no limit. That's just the way it goes. No limit is popular. But watch when we have 4-card streams coming up. Coming soon to a stream near you.
Oh, yeah, I'm very excited for that. PLO means lots of action, especially with the players we have over here. And we are going to be doing a meetup game with Moneymaker during the Moneymaker Tour. I believe it's going to be 5-10 no limit. I'm not sure if that is 100% concrete or not.
If you're looking to get information on that, I would recommend you reach out to Joe LaRosa, the poker room manager at Daytona. Anytime we're organizing a meetup game, it's best to reach out to the head guy, but either way it'll be exciting. I know Chris looks forward to coming and trying to take some cash off the locals, but that doesn't always work out in his interest. I've seen him punt off a little bit, my buddy Chris there. But he's been on a run himself this year. He's hit some big tournaments over the last 24 months, Mr. Moneymaker.
Yeah, his recent big score was a Triton, I believe. He won a few $1 million there.
Yep. And we are back, and we can hear the players starting now. One more time. Getting back, here's your stacks.
Yep.
See Marcel with 8, all the way up to Tammy and 92 bigs.
She has so many chips.
And we should be at the next blind level here. Let me double check that.
200 total.
Yeah, after
He
our
did. He
break.
said 200. So the blinds at the bottom need to be updated, but
Well done, TVKC.
so it is going to be. You said 200 total? Did I miss something there? I'll have to check the
100K,
blinds.
200K.
Yeah, I don't have that written down, but you know what? We're going to call an audible. We're just going to go with it.
Yeah.
That does look like 100 in front of him.
All right.
That's too much action.
Can't see the cards right now.
He's saying that's button.
Marcel probably in another difficult spot in the small blinds.
Okay. He said the button's moved. It's supposed to be in C3, but
The button's supposed to be on
I had.
Looks like we have some issues with the button position right now.
It's like real estate. Got to know where the button is.
Yeah.
Well, there's.
We can't rewind back here, but let's go through Emilio's brain. Let's remember the last hand. Can you recreate it for me? I actually don't know myself.
Fold. That's my best iteration.
See, in these situations, I go old school. I just throw the button up in the air, and whoever gets it owns it. But possession is 9/10 of the law, but we have poker rules for that.
I'm not gonna do small blind again. 3 times, 2 times, 3 times.
Well, we're seeing the cards after, which is a very helpful thing.
Didn't get to be the luck.
So hand 39 didn't happen. We're going to go right to hand 40.
Yeah, we're just going to pretend that didn't happen.
Yeah. Just like the year 2024. Here we go, starting over.
I was thinking more along the lines of the COVID year.
Oh, yeah, we're skipping that.
This year just went by like a...
Wow, what a memory on Charles. He must play like 7-card stud and remember everyone's up cards. He remembers Marcel having deuces there.
500,000.
That's a raise.
500,000.
He's a wizard. Tammy does raid with Queen 8 offsuit. Eric gonna continue with pocket 8s in the big blind. Not deciding to 3-bet against a big stack here. Does flop a set. Tammy hitting middle pair.
Check.
That's the case 8 on the flop, as they say.
Tammy has decided to c-bet a lot of these boards so far in this tournament. Probably just going to be c-betting 100% of her range most of the time. Eric deciding just to call here, played a little bit trappy. Likely going to be donking out on one of these turns or rivers. Ooh, Tammy making 2 pair on that turn.
Very dangerous turn card for Tammy. Thinking she's only improving her hand, but she is dead to one of the last 2 queens in the deck here.
This is sketchy indeed. Tammy is for sure going to go pretty big here.
And Forrest and Marcel looking back, thinking about this ladder here, hoping something big happens. So she bets 1.6 million.
Tammy would have to go really deep in the tank to fold this hand. The question is, does Eric raise now, or does he wait for Tammy to jam on the river? Because she's repping a very strong range right now.
He elects to just call, but look at the size of this pot, just under 6 million. The biggest pot of the tournament was 7.3 million on Tammy's first double, or big double earlier. The 9 may slow things a little bit. It's really easy for a 10 to be in there.
Yeah, it does put a one-liner out there. Eric deciding to donk in.
I think his all in here is going to actually save her that 2 million.
It's still going to be a tough spot regardless, because he's just repping a 10. And if he has a 10 on, he would have to have 10-9 specifically
You look
for him
at
to continue on the flop.
even ace-10 of spades possibly, but she's getting 4 to 1 almost, but she's really counting the chips out.
Yeah, you can't really see Eric bluffing here when the SPR is so low.
Even queen 10 of spades on that flop is not in his range.
Possibly. But does he jam queen 10 of spades on the river? Yeah.
It's interesting is she could be the one with the 10 and he can't, you know, he could be putting his tournament life on the line, putting pressure on her. King 10 would be the nuts right now.
Well, I did say it would take a long time for Tammy to fold this. That river just might be the key.
She raised pre-flop. She led flop and turn. She's going to call. See the bad news.
Yeah.
That's kind of a cooler for her on the flop, and then the turn made it even worse for her. But Eric's going to get a full double here. He's going to make the stacks a little closer. He might actually take the lead here with that one. And he does. He goes up to 49 bigs, Tammy at 44. And you can see Forrest and Marcel both looking at each other, wondering who's going to get the 14K, or excuse me, 17K, and who's going to get a chance for 24,000.
Yeah, and despite all those chips going towards Eric right now, him and Tammy are very close right now. There's still the 2 big stacks on the table,
Still a lot of poker to go.
for sure. Still have yet to see if one of these smaller stacks are going to double up.
If only this was the World Series and she had a solver on the rail.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, we're not going there. So we are 4-handed here. Tammy's going to be under the gun with ace-8. Put her foot back on the gas and raise it up to 500.
She does have her mans on the rail with a laptop, but I think he's showing her cat pictures.
No, he's involved in his own stuff today. She's taking her kids tomorrow for a field trip to Volcano Bay, so if she wins this, maybe she can get a cabana for them. Stay out of the sun. That'd be nice.
Oh, yeah.
I will not be going to Volcano Bay tomorrow. I told her I was going to the dentist.
I imagine it's going to be packed.
The dentist?
The Volcano Bay is going to be 90-minute line.
Sugar intake's definitely on the rise, so watch your oral hygiene. Sorry, a little dry humor for the IT team back here.
Gosh darn it, Ryan.
If the crowd's not laughing, at least the staff is. It's not my best work, Emilio, but, you know.
Hey, round of applause. You
Yeah,
found it.
make sure you guys edit the tape at the 1 hour and 20-minute mark.
Yeah, just cut that one out.
So, yeah, no, hopefully they're not doing any extractions tomorrow.
Marcel going all in with Queen Deuce, trying to pick up the big blinds.
Hey, count, please.
Tammy's going to ask for a count with the...
With Dirty Diaper.
So there's no nickname. Well, Dirty Diaper, I call that the nut low. I know ace deuce, but I always call Trey Deuce the nut low, just like I call king queen like the nut no pair. I don't know why, even though it's not. Yeah.
Tammy just lost a lot of chips recently, so we'll have to see how that kind of...
Good lay down.
Yeah, that probably influenced her decision making quite a bit. If
Well,
had-
she knew he had the queen. She didn't care about that. She just didn't like being up against the deuce.
Yeah.
Oh, really? God damn. I do 3. So.
Open book. Just gonna shout it out there.
Thanks.
So we had 707 runners in this $500 buy-in tournament, which players could satellite in, like Marcel, for just $115. The prize pool swelled to $304,000. It was originally a $250,000 guarantee, but all guarantees in Daytona get crushed. Any event Byron does, you should come check it out. So it looks like they did upgrade the blinds. My information was bad. It is 122 for sure. And we're on officially hand 44. Could be 45. Forrest found the king tray suited. He's going to ship it
Yep.
into Marcel's big blind. And I think the last time around or the round before that, he shipped to Marcel's big blind.
Yeah, we're having
Jack 8 before.
deja vu right now with Marcel having another mediocre hand in the big blinds, but he might just end up going with it here with 9-4. He has 4 big blinds here. He can't really last another orbit.
You want to take a stand, but you just want something, even a picture card. I mean, this is a tough spot to be in.
Yeah.
And if he had like a queen and an 8 or whatever, he'd be in much better equity spot.
At this point, the frustration has to be just setting in right now, too. So that's 7 deuce, 3 deuce, 9-4 off.
Yeah, card distribution is not going his way, especially in the blinds. Eric showing off that he has so many chips, he has to put stacks on each side.
Yeah. No arm room for him. Shows 9-4 and folds.
Yeah, a very frustrated position to be in. We've all been there. You definitely don't want to get blinded out. You want to be more aggressive with a stack in a tournament, but you also either have to play the cards or the people, and they're playing at him, and he's got nothing to play back with yet.
Yeah, they're just abusing him right now when he's in the big blinds.
Linda is not allowed to be my poker coach. 9-4 is not mediocre. I mean, yeah. Can't coach me. I'm uncoachable.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, I guess.
Well, when the flop comes 9-9-9, she's 100% correct. But
Yeah, you're right. Tammy deciding to open a 500K on the button.
Marcelo got what he was waiting for, just a hand to shove with.
There we go. We finally got it.
And he's not in a bad spot. I mean, it is 60-40, but you can't ask for much worse to be up against.
Tammy's been winning these flips, though. We'll have to see.
Marcelo won his last all-in to survive, so we'll see. But it's going to get him right back to the chips he had before that, and he got blinded off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So Queen 10 versus Jack 9. It's actually Badoogie, all 4 different suits out.
Catches a 10.
So Tammy needs a jack or an 8 or a king for some kind of straight outs.
Even if Marcel does double up here, he's still going to be on the struggle bus.
So Tammy's open-ended now. She can hit a jack. The odds are incorrect, right? She can hit a jack, 8, or king. Am I correct?
Yeah, she's open-ended.
Okay, they updated the outs now. Ooh, there's the jack. Marcel did what he could. He made the right play. He shoved. He was ahead.
9, 2,
Tammy got too many outs.
Marcel's win.
Oh, he had a queen.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at it wrong. I thought he just had the 10.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
made
has
the
2 pair.
Oh, you're right. That's what gave her the straight outs. So, Linda, I do need you to coach me if you can come back in. Sorry about that.
Reading comprehension.
It's board reading. Yeah, there you go. So my mic's going to be abandoned. It's Emilio on his own now.
I'm good. Please don't leave me.
No, I need to stay here because I don't have to go to the dentist tomorrow. Well, let's reset that. So Marcel did find the double in order to help me along with you at home so I can pay attention. Here's the stacks now. And Marcel has jumped, literally, in the third.
Yeah, from 4 big blinds to 11 big blinds. You know, he's still going to need another double up in order to contend with Tammy or Eric, but he has at least some maneuverability here.
Remember, we are playing 40-minute blinds. Great structure.
Queen Jack offsuit on the button here. Unsure why he has chips in front of
Yeah, I
him.
was going to ask. I'm confused about that myself.
Raise the 500,000.
Does do a little string bet here, but he opens to 500K.
Those chips are probably there from the previous hand when he was stacking, didn't notice. So he
Yeah.
is going to raise, and Eric's just going to call with ace-queen suited, and that's going to induce Forrest to come in with queen-7 suited. So everybody has a queen. Ace-queen for Eric, queen-jack for Marcel, and Forrest a queen-7. It's kind of in the order of their chip stacks. Marcel's going to flop an open-ender. Forrest does make bottom pair.
All in.
Forrest decides to just ship it here on a very wet board against 2 other players.
8, 7.
Marcel has an open-end straight, thinks he has 2 overs, doesn't realize he's sharing one with Forrest. He does let it go, and now it's going to be on Eric.
2 overs, maybe a backdoor flush draw. Ends up laying it down.
Forrest gets that through. Him and Marcel jumping back and forth with each other in these pots.
Yeah, they're pretty much just sliding chips to each other.
So this is called poker cards. Everyone gets 2, and we throw up 3 in the middle, and ends up being 4 rounds of betting. Oh, hi Nicole, how are you?
Yeah, there's a few books on it somewhere.
Gus Hansen's Every Hand Revealed. You ever heard of that one? He
I've
played a
not.
whole tournament. I think it was a World Poker Tour in Australia, and he writes about every single hand he played. So it's kind of a fun way. He actually ended up winning it. Who would have thought? Just write a book and you'll win the tournament.
It's that easy.
For Gus
Pocket
Hansen.
kings in the big blinds.
We've seen kings twice. We've seen aces once.
Yeah, it looks like Tammy got a walk there.
I told you earlier, it takes a couple flips and a walk to win a tournament. Nicole will see you at a final table soon, and it won't just be a cash game. See you at one of these moneymaker events here.
Would love to see you there. Much love to the chat. We appreciate every one of you being here.
Appreciate you gutting it out with us, and still 4 players left. Plenty of time to invite your friends to come join us. I see some influencers in here myself, some podcasters and other content creators in the chat, which is great. Definitely can see some of our creators and what they've done in the past, whether it's podcasts or YouTube. We are friendly to that, growing them and growing us.
Yeah, we've had quite a few vloggers here. We've had Lex O, we've had Kyle Fischel.
We obviously Garen in chat and Mr. Joey Pigtails. A couple more. We got the Snap Call gentleman. We're working with a lot of people doing big things.
That's 250.
All right, Marcel deciding to bet with a pair of 3s here on a turn. Forrest right now just having king high.
A 9 would counterfeit Marcel, but Forrest also has kings and 7s live, so he does have outs.
Yeah, it's a very sketchy bet from Marcel because a lot of times when he's getting called here. He's going to be forced to go all in. Yeah. Ends up going all in with for 900K. Unsure if he's trying to bluff or if he's doing some weird sort of pseudo value bet, but Forrest here with king high has a decision.
He's had some tough decisions. I do see him laying this one down.
Yeah, Forrest is sitting on a short stack, and relative to the pot, it's a pretty big pot relative to the stack. But what does he beat here? He doesn't even beat the ace highs that Marcel would be bluffing with. He maybe beats some sort of naked flush draws, some flush draw open enders. There goes the fold.
Jack eights, queen jacks, things like that. Oh, the payout screen didn't work, but the stack screen does work.
Marcel picking up a little bit of chips there. They are lasting quite a while. I did expect one of them to go out a little bit earlier on. However, they are hanging in tough here.
Yeah, as we approach hand 48, definitely a lot of action still to happen. An hour and 35 minutes in the stream.
Forrest picking up pocket tens here, possibly going to go all in here.
Under the gun here. Looks like he just finds a raise.
150
Maybe do a little stop and go, but does raise it. It's actually going to just get through.
Yeah, potentially he was just going to raise to try to get value out of some sort of flop, but and just jam on the flop. I guess that's pretty much his only move when it comes to that.
So Amelia, this was a $500 buy-in. I've said it before. 707 runners, 250K guarantee. Ended up crushing it and making over 300K in there in our Summer Deep Stack series. You see a GAPT on the board, which is Great American Poker Tournaments. If you see GAPT, you know there's a big guarantee coming.
Yeah, we're expecting to crush all our guarantees during the Moneymaker Tour as well. Our 300K guarantee in the main event. And our mystery bounty.
150 on that bad boy for a $400 buy-in, and there's chances of satellite in, so make sure you check out DaytonaBeachPoker.com and MoneymakerTour.com. We do have a 10-8 suited and the Queen 10 off. Gonna battle here, big blind versus under the gun.
Yep, big stack versus short stack here. Flops two pair. Forrest hitting middle pair. He has jammed on these sort of middle pairs kind of hands before to deny equity, I would assume. Tammy getting a boat now.
Goes check, check.
check.
She's going to have to try and extract some kind of value here. 1.3 in there. She fires 400, and he quickly calls and sees the bad news.
Wow, very interesting hand.
Tammy back on the winning way there. Four-handed here. Next player to bust will win $17,754.
Jason, I believe the beers just make her stronger.
Terrible player. Terrible player. Shouldn't be playing poker. Thanks.
John's amused, our dealer.
I know we're just
I expected this table to get a bit chatty.
I knew that I'm great.
Happy to see it.
Back from last.
Marcel with ace jack of diamonds sitting on 12 big blinds under the gun.
Yeah.
Probably going to open this up here.
One recently. Like I was on a ladies event. I had one big blind for the money, and I came back. Got 18, but I don't win it. But you never know.
Raise
You never know.
600,000.
Goes for the 3x raise.
600.
Eric lets an ace go. Jack 10 for Forrest, and Tammy has queen 10 in the big blind. Gets a little bit of a discount.
Yeah, I would be surprised to see Tammy fold this hand, especially in the big blinds.
So 1.5 million in there. Blinds are at 100, 200, 200. And we have the 5-4 tray, which gives Marcel a gutter to go along with his overcards.
500.
Yeah, this board definitely benefits Tammy's range a lot, but Marcel's just going to ship it over the top of it with ace high.
That's good.
I think he was
Gets
waiting
the
for
fold.
that, hoping she'd bet so he can ship on her, and good move by him. Tammy's going to lead out on some of those. Like you said, it looks like her range hits higher, and he can quickly shove there and add to his stack, putting a little separation between him and Forrest, I believe. You see Forrest now down to 5, and Marcel one double up from being pretty much chip leader.
I'm honestly surprised to see Tammy donk bet into a.
It should work. I mean,
She's playing his tightness. He seems to not have card distribution. He's made a lot of folds, but I think you're right. She probably could have let him keep the lead there and save some chips.
Yeah, I think a tell could be also that he opened a 600K instead of the 500K pre-flop.
Fair. So you think he definitely had a little size and.
Yeah, Marcel definitely has kind of an old school kind of approach to poker. He's just going to go all in a lot. That's what I saw yesterday. He's just going to go all in over the top and put a lot of pressure on players. He's going to have the nuts sometimes. He's going to have nothing sometimes.
Sometimes he's going to hit, sometimes he's going to miss. And here's another situation where he has 5 high in the big line. Forrest has definitely looked at Marcel as his ATM whenever he's against his big line.
Yeah. Pretty much been opening every single time on the button.
Now Forrest,
He is the one in desperation mode right now, though.
yep, he's under the gun, so it's his last free hand. He might have to make a decision here on the next one or two.
going for up.
King Deuce. I think some books say that could be a shove based on that stack. Nope, I'm wrong. Or my poker coach left the chat. Marcel in the small blind is going to have Jack 10 off.
Blind versus blind scenario. Marcel deciding just to limp in. Eric with King 4 offsuit. We saw one of the kings gone in Forrest's hands.
Check.
Eric hitting a gutter
What,
here
like a clown?
and a backdoor flush draw. Ends up going check, check. Marcel Jack high is not going to be good a lot of the time here, so he might elect to bet at some point, but he ends up checking and probably just going to fold now.
Looks like a healthy 450. Hard to call 450 with just Jack high unless you have bigger plans later.
Yeah, he would have to do
Shove
his,
there to
do his
get-
signature move and just go all in there, but
Yeah, sure.
Nope, Eric played that one right. And now here we are on Forrest's big blind. He's got to put 200 out there plus 200 for his big blind ante.
I love that hand. Yeah. I love that you have clubs. You should have told me that sooner. Like I did not.
Marcel electing to play a little bit tighter, not deciding to bluff on that turn.
Yeah, Diet Coke's usually a tell for the tight players there. I'm a Coke Zero guy myself. Oop, I just didn't mean for that to pop up. Hello, everybody. Queen Jack under the gun. 500K, well, 2.5x. Marcel 9-5, no thank you. Eric 9-4, and we're going to see what Forrest wakes up with, and this is a shove hand, Ace Jack. And he'll like the news if Tammy does call, which she does, it looks like. Ace Jack versus Queen Jack.
See if Forrest could find the double up here.
Yeah, he said I guess I'm
Tammy
all in.
drawing
Yeah.
to queen.
He did. He said I guess I'm all in.
I'll in the call, yeah.
Ooh,
I only have one here, so.
so bad.
3.2 million in this pot, representing about 16 bigs.
Go up, go up, go up.
Tammy was so in the lead just not
Hey,
too long ago.
ladies.
Just losing a
Hey,
few flips and now it's
ladies.
just half of what it is.
She's rooting for the
saying.
lady on the flop here. Forrest hoping just to hit an ace and call it over, or maybe just avoid any pictures at all. There's
Ace
a good
high's still
start
good.
for him. Yep, 8-8 deuce. Tammy, as it shows, 3 outs. Tray of hearts changes nothing.
Just needs to bank a queen.
Yep, he's voiding any card but a, and they both make jacks and 8s, but the ace kicker plays and he finds a double.
Tammy's stack getting a little bit low here.
She's
I
not-
believe Eric's in the lead, correct?
Yep. And the gentleman at the bottom here, Forrest and Marcel, neck and neck here.
Looks like we're in for a decently long night here.
Yeah, these players have locked up that 17,700 change, but still looking up at the top on that prize pool for that 54,500. Either way, walking out with 17K on a 3-day tournament for $500, I'm happy.
I mean, yeah, you're more than 10 times your money.
You definitely, anytime you can get 10, 20 buy-ins back in the tournament's great.
Eric deciding to open on the button with pocket twos here. Doesn't get any action.
Kind of what you want with deuces there. You call, maybe set mining, but play it aggressive and just take the blinds down.
Yeah, set mining isn't really something you want to be doing at this stack depth. You usually want to set mine when you're when you have a big stack and you could get a lot of money in the pot.
I wouldn't know. I don't really ever have that position. Big stack. Keep me like in the 10 to 20 blind range. That's my whole life.
That is where most pros are comfortable.
Wow, you don't lump me with them. So 9-5 for Eric under the gun. Lets it go, and Forrest finds an ace. See if he gets aggressive here on his button.
That's 400.
Just click raise to 400. You know what the click raise comes from, right? The old online days where you literally just hit raise and it doubles.
I feel like a baby right now. Been given so many references.
Oh boy. Start talking about 90s movies, you'll be way out of it. So 10-5 versus ace-4, and the flop comes queen 10 tray, 2 spades. Marcel makes a pair of 10s.
Yeah, Forrest once again opening when Marcel's in the big blind, just absolutely bullying him. Forrest does pick up a gutter to a jack here. Marcel gonna bet, hopefully get him off his equity.
And Forrest has not really gotten out of line in those spots. He knows he's beat, just lets it go, moves on to the next one, doesn't Hollywood.
Yeah, and when he does Hollywood, he usually finds the correct folds. See Eric getting up here.
You
Maybe
want to
doing
check out the solvers?
he might be doing a little bit of yoga.
Oh, I
with
thought
that
maybe he was
hand.
checking the solvers.
Maybe both.
Daniel saying calling the raise at 10-5 is bold. Well, Marcel in his big blind the last 5 or 6 orbits has had 9-4, trade deuce, 5-4 off.
Yeah, 10-5 is actually probably the best hand we've seen.
And
from him
Eric's
in the
probably
big blind.
raised 100% of Marcel's big blinds over the last like hour, so pretty close. 10-5 looks like $1 million when you've seen 5 high for the last 6 orbits. But Marcel shows patience, makes laydowns. He got a little speculative there and then ended up taking it down.
It would be a great comeback story for Marcel to win this.
What was he down to 4 bigs at one point?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the blind.
Anything could happen.
Yep, around 240 viewers watching us amongst the different platforms, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. We always thank you for that.
Last year.
Make sure you share, smash that like and subscribe. Is that how it works?
Yep.
I'm not really a YouTuber.
Pound it on your keyboard.
There you go.
Punch your monitor. Do whatever you need to do. Get that like on the screen.
Yeah, for us that'd be workman's comp. For them that'd be a waste of money. So don't punch the screen.
Whatever gets the job done.
Office Space, another reference you don't know. They actually beat the crap out of a printer. It's Hollywood classic scene, some gangster rap music. Mike Judge, creator of Beavis Butthead. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, yeah, I was getting a little sleepy-eyed there.
Yep. Jennifer Aniston from Friends is in it. No.
I have not seen Friends. I'm gonna get yelled at. Everyone in this room is just looking at me like they're looking at an alien.
No, they're too busy cheering for Marcel. So we do have 245 viewers. Thank you. Eric is on the button, finds the Jack 10 suited, raises it up, takes it down. We've seen a couple hands like that in a row where it's just going to be a raise and take it as the stacks get closer and people are hoping to ladder up. At one point, the separation has not gotten any wider. At one point, we had players down to just dust, but they've closed the gap a little bit here, so anything's possible.
That is true. We would love to see you guys once again at our Moneymaker tour coming up. Over 600K in guarantees during that time.
15 trophies, and if you're flying from out of town, that's going to be tough on you because those trophies have some substantial weight. They're heavy. They're not like little plastic deals. These are good trophies, so it's a good problem to have because usually you have a nice amount of money in your pocket if you win one.
Oh no, I have too many trophies.
I know a guy down south that has that problem, but he's got trophies, guitars, and all kinds of nonsense. Look at that. Open-ended, straight flush draw.
Yeah, 2 players flopping the flush here.
That is just scary.
Tammy against two smaller stacks.
$300.
Forrest deciding to bet his mate flush for a very small amount into this pot.
And it looks like both of her straight flush outs are live.
Tammy deciding to just raise it up immediately. Forrest might just go all in here.
Oh, it says the 7 of clubs was grayed out. Whatever.
You either just call here and then go all in on the turn, or
I don't know the value of raising back here unless he thinks she just has the naked ace of clubs and wants to put the pressure on, but
All in.
yeah, that's kind of a cold spot.
yeah.
But
Tammy's
she's not
luck
dead.
is running a little bit dry here. She does have straight flush outs. That is true. 7 of clubs, queen of clubs. That would be one for the books for sure. Oh my.
It's not over now. He has one out. He has the ace of clubs, which would be one of the craziest hands I've witnessed on stream.
As soon as I said Tammy's luck has run out, she just...
She'd rather have hit the 7. Nope, okay.
Wow.
Clean on the ace, and Forrest is going to be eliminated in 4th, and what a story to go out with. You flop the second nut flush, and turn beat you with a straight flush.
Yeah.
$17,750 going to Forrest. We thank him for coming. We know that we'll see him again. He is from the Orlando area, and this is just one of his many cashes. So we hope to see him again during the Moneymaker Tour. We are down to 3.
Yeah, Forrest for sure gonna have that hand in his nightmares for days to come.
Big in here.
Wow. Have we had a straight flush before on the stream?
We have had some big hands on the stream. Yeah, I think we have. It was in a cash game. Might have had a royal.
2 ounces is pretty good, right?
It wasn't nice. It wasn't very pleasant.
I'm sorry. I gotta put in here, right?
I don't know what the Sims say about that, if we had any RTA, but that definitely was crazy.
Yeah, that was insane.
I folded the queen of clubs. I
And he also had a redraw then after the turn, which is even scarier.
Yeah,
Ace
so
of
the
clubs.
royal.
This is a must, yeah.
He
this
played
is
well.
a, must
Can't do
have
anything in
been.
that spot. He did everything he had to do to get to that spot, finish
Yeah.
in 4th.
Bagging up 17K, 17.7.
Definitely nothing to joke about.
I can't believe
Congratulations to him.
He played very well up to this point.
I'd rather be lucky
Can't
than
beat the
good.
deck.
I'd rather be lucky
Yeah.
than good.
I'm happy for you, but happy
Thank
for
you.
me.
No, I'd rather be lucky than good.
So we are 3-handed here. These players have locked up $24,000.
I'm kidding. I don't hate this play.
Second place is 38 and change, all the way up top to 54K.
Whew, that's so lucky.
So these 3 players
Man.
are going for quite a bit of money here off a $500 buy-in. The next ladder is a 14K
Thank
jump,
you. I know.
and then after that's a 16K jump.
Yeah, 2 massive pay jumps here. Marcel's still sitting on a bit of a short stack, but Eric and Tammy otherwise
Right on the
even.
turn. What a dealer.
So we're on hand 62, and we are
No,
3-handed.
you're a small blind.
Tammy
You can pick
praising
one
the
last
dealer
hand.
here
If you
for
pick one twice, you
the
can.
stroke of luck.
Okay. Cool.
They carry tip boxes, so there's a way to fix that. So we are 3-handed here. Marcel's in shock.
Wait, go back to the.
Eric's like, you
Yeah,
gave
I
more
think
chips
straight
to my
flush is
nemesis here.
great.
And Tammy gets the walk. And now Marcel, $24,000. Pretty happy with that probably, but looking at that prize pool,
Who does that?
might find a double himself and be right in there.
Yeah, that was a crazy hand. They both flopped a flush.
Same as there ever was.
Jesus.
Okay, I gotta shake it off.
Well, let's not forget a few minutes ago, she kind of had a cold one where she was up against a set that made 2 pair. So, you know, you can run pure. You can also get it against you. But she had enough chips to survive that.
Yeah.
She's not running that good. Her beer's empty.
Looks like Marcel contemplating what to do here in the big blind. I think Tammy just ended up limping. We do not see these hands right now, but
Raise to 1 million.
He said raise to $1 million, but he said it so quick it sounded like raise 2 million. Raise to $1 million.
here we go. Tammy with pocket queens. Ooh.
Ooh,
I
that is a
cannot,
real tough one.
yeah, I cannot see a scenario where Marcel isn't all in here. Or put all in at least.
All in.
Yep, there we go.
And he's been pushed around. He might make a stand here with this ace high.
He might just snap fold, but
I mean, he can't really beat many other aces. He can only hope she has like an eights sevens.
Still very strong.
Any pair she'd have over 9. Doesn't give him much equity here.
Yeah.
His best case scenario, if he calls here, she has 8s.
Yeah, she has 8s, 7s.
Or, yeah.
Like, I mean, that's the bottom of her range pretty much, but she's going to have all the ace-king, all the ace-queen, all the ace-jack suiteds.
Yeah. I mean, do you really, for your tournament life, want her to have even king-queen here? I mean, I know you're ahead with the ace, but why even sweat it? But he did put himself out there, raising to $1 million, which was 5x. That was a pretty substantial pre-flop raise.
Yeah, he definitely did put himself in a spot here. Trying
gonna
to
let it go.
steal.
Wow, what a
Good fold.
big raise pre-flop and didn't commit himself.
The ladies.
Yeah, he was trying to just get Tammy out of that hand, but ended up
Maybe.
betting so big that he put himself in a spot.
First we can have had.
Quit showing off.
Alright.
So looking at the stacks, Marcel down to 11 and Tammy 52 and Eric 42 while they play this 100, 200 level with the 200 big blind innie.
And reshove.
I expect to see Tammy opening so many hands on the button, and Eric, and both of them just opening hands on the button and forcing Marcel off of his blinds. For example. Never mind.
I think I got a live read. I lied. I didn't have one.
Tammy's saying she had a live read.
Why you're shoving? I should have raised that.
So they're at 40-minute levels now. When they do get heads up, it drops back to 30.
Cocktails.
There we go. The button's been rung. It's time for some cocktails.
Ding, ding, ding.
I'll buy a round of Red Bull for the table. I only have 100. Do you have
You
change,
guys coming to
Amelia?
Volcano Bay tomorrow?
She might start vibrating in her seat if you get her any energy drinks.
No.
I'm gonna ride all the water slides. It's actually very fun. Like, I'll do an advertisement for them. They give you this thing, and like, it's like an easy pass. Everybody gets one though. Like, it's not like super expensive to buy it.
So I have to take everybody to Chuck E. Cheese from this.
All right, Marcel on the button
No,
here.
that blew over in the hurricane. It's gone. That's a parking lot now.
That's what I
There ain't no more. It's a rat casino. That's what we call Chuck E. Cheese.
So now I can get out of it.
A rat
They make you-
casino.
When you get
When was the last time
Chuck
you've been to
Cheese,
Chuck
they
E.
make you give
Cheese?
them your ID, and you can
I was just thinking that when you said that. I don't even know where the closest one
It's
is.
like, I mean, it's
Oh man, I just remember their pizza.
I think I have to go to Dave & Buster's for fantasy football draft. So that's the closest I've been to video games coming up.
do you want me to leave?
I haven't done any research, so if someone in chat wants to tell me who you'd pick 1 through 10, that'd help.
Great flush. Still can't believe
240 of you in here. If you're not a bot, say hi.
Yeah.
crazy.
If you are a bot, say hi.
Straight flush, guys. Remember?
Yeah, even
Over
if-
under, we get 10 highs.
They
I
like
don't know how long the delay is. Like, it's literally 2 buttons, HI, enter,
rat
3
casino.
buttons.
I can't believe I hit a straight flush.
High and high. Good. Is there any trophy here? There is a trophy. We'll probably see it on the table once their heads up. It's nice. Got the GAPT logo on it. Kind of has like a chip design. It's kind of a big round one, so we'll see that on there.
Seems like we have a frog and a moth in our chat.
There's nothing wrong with that. If you can get yourself in front of a computer, you count as a viewer.
Yeah.
She's really good.
Kind of gonna be hard to hit the like button as a moth, but
For real.
We talk about Charlotte's Web and all the farm animals or Animal House. Either of those ring a bell?
yeah.
Oh, good. Hey, Emilio's back. I wonder how many people saying hi in chat work for me and just need the day off tomorrow. I see Brandon in chat. Brandon made a run in one of our last big guaranteed tournaments, GAPT.
So fun.
Thank you, Jeremy, for the love. Make sure your seat's taken tomorrow.
Got him, Jeremy.
Yeah, burned.
That's like the crazy
9-7-7 on a flop, 2 spades. Jack 8
real.
for Marcel and 6 tray for Eric. Not really the action flop you'd expect for either of those hands.
Ended up going check, check here. Queen helps nobody, but it is an over that someone could bet.
4 spades for Marcel.
400,000.
I'm just kidding. Big blue said I want to sponsor.
Marcel with jack high doesn't really have too much showdown value, so he has to bet here.
Look at that. Like almost 10% of chat said hi. That's fantastic.
Get it.
It's like a
get it.
record for us. I
That's
feel like I have to
awesome.
give something away right now.
What kind of
Anyone
music
want
do
an
you listen
EO?
to, Marcel? 'Cause you're always listening to music.
That one was for
Listen to
Emilio.
Latin music? Okay.
You can't EO from this, Emilio, unless all 3 of them go all in,
You like some
and it
rap?
so happens the chip reader wins. Then we get an
What
EO.
rappers?
I'll just go to the bathroom for a couple hours.
Dude, what you gotta do?
Yeah, next time.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah.
You know that Monday special.
Kind of rap, like
No, no,
Biggie
not,
Small.
mostly it's not rock. It's mostly Latin, to be honest.
Oh, mostly Latin.
Yeah.
15 trophies events for Moneymaker. 15.
Look up a group called
Pretty excited
Henry
about that.
Benzon.
600,000 in
Yeah, he,
prize pools. I'm not allowed to play here, but I can root for everyone that is playing.
Tammy gonna call with Jack 6 suited.
For 6 years. I have to know more.
You probably see her calling with a lot of suited hands, like Jack 6 suited and King X suited.
You'd hope they don't play inflated pots knowing Marcel has the short stack, but we do have 4 flush for Tammy and an over against 9s.
Tammy electing to bet this hand instead of taking her showdown value with her pocket 6s. Possibly trying to get Eric off a hand like what he has here.
Yeah, we love that pair in a flush draw, don't we? And Hold'em is one of the best things you can flop.
Yeah, sometimes when the pre-flop aggressor checks though, sometimes you might want to just take your showdown value there. But she likes to bet and gets it done.
She called for cocktails, and instead she gets a dealer change as we give John a break. Say hello to Neil.
Okay, much.
Neil would make a great cocktail waitress.
Yeah, okay. And check the job descriptions here. Give us another chance. If you haven't heard us thank our production team, we have Jonathan E. back here with Michael B. doing the cameras and Thomas S. out front doing action tracking. Our dealers are Neil and John. Got our IT guys here, my main man John G. A lot of help from the marketing team on this one. Big credit to Byron Rodriguez, the tournament director, and Joe LaRosa, the poker manager over here at Daytona Beach Racing and Card Club. And next to me is Mr. Emilio Sosa. And my name's Ryan Unger, and we're happy to be with you on this Monday afternoon. It seems like it's a little bit later than 4 o'clock, but you never know. Sometimes time flies.
Yeah, I'm very happy to see all you guys. Looking forward to dealing to all of you later on in life.
You're not going to deal tonight after this?
I have no idea.
You got like a double on a Monday?
Let's
check the chip counts here while they listen to Tammy.
Who does that?
Thought I was going to hit the chip count. I might have made a mistake here. There it is. 11 milli up top there. Marcel and Obama 2.6. And it looks like they did raise the blinds up.
Yeah.
Looks like it's at the 150, 200, 250, or 250, 250.
Tammy electing to raise with Jack 3 suited on the button. Gonna be raising a lot of hands on the button, like I said. Gets 2 callers. We got a 3-way pot here. Comes an ace high board. Eric flopping middle pair.
400.
Tammy flopping a flush draw.
She announced 400, but threw 500 in, so I'll correct that. And
Eric,
yep, go ahead.
not going to be folding to 1 bet here.
Second pair and a backdoor flush draw.
We'll see how much Tammy bets here in order.
She gives up. I think if she bets there, representing the ace, maybe he gets out.
Well, probably she's too scared that Eric has an ace here. A lot of aces are not going to be very elastic. But does decide to barrel the river. Since she checked the turn, she is going to have to go very big, and it ends up...
He got called, or she got called.
Yeah, it ends up getting called.
That's a big pickup for Eric.
It's going to be hard to get Eric off a hand like middle pair if she ends up checking the turn there.
And they switch places now. He'll be in the chip lead. They normally put the trophy on when it's heads up, so you only tease one person. If you put it on the table now, you're teasing 60% of the field that won't get it. Plus, there's not a lot of room on the table. So normally in poker tournaments, back in the old days of World Series, they would dump the cash on the table with the trophy once it was heads up. So that's why we don't see the trophy at this point. We don't have a graphic for it, and plus I think we were breaking our stream deck when we were showing graphics earlier. So I don't want to put John to work too much. He's very close by. The stick's not long enough in case I try and press the wrong button.
Linda says, should they make poker an Olympic event?
As you see by sitting next to me, we're not the most athletic. I don't know what other Olympic events you think I'd qualify for. You put me in a slalom, it might go a little faster in a sled, but I couldn't imagine high diving. They don't really do like a cannonball event.
We got to get working on that.
Trying, brother. They got great food here. How can you not eat chicken wings and burgers? I mean, Wednesday's cheesesteak day. I don't know what days you're off. I know all the menu.
We could get you doing cartwheels.
Yeah, broken arms. Should poker be an Olympic event? I don't know. Now you get into the whole conversation. Is golf a sport? So,
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I heard Call of Duty's a sport.
Is poker gambling?
Is Call of Duty gambling? They call them esports.
Esports.
Yeah.
Are esports sports? Or are they just E?
If it was the talking Olympics, I might qualify myself. It just depends if the caffeine wears off. This is Mellow Me. Oh, God. Steel Wheel Ludovici in the chat. He's not trespass from here, right, guys? Okay. Hey, Anthony. How are you?
Just had to double check real quick.
We were going to hit 300 viewers, but you guys gave up. All you do is you go on your social media and you share. Say, please join us on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. If we got to 1,000, I was going to find you merch.
I know, we were so close, yet so far.
Yeah, math is hard. We're like 757 people away.
That's it.
It's a great stream for Monday afternoon. Everyone's sicky-oing from work, which means you're early outing and watching this stream.
That's Monday for you.
At Amazon, they call that time off a task. You would get in trouble for that. You know.
You guys better be careful, OC dealers. Ryan's watching you.
It's mostly ex-dealers in the chat right now, so we're safe for now. Moneymaker Tour, August 7th through 19th, with a $400 mystery bounty event as the kickoff and a $1,500 main event. But if you didn't hear us earlier, August 6th, you can get in for $350 when we award a minimum of 2 ultimate satellite packages. $350 will win you a chance for $3,000 in Moneymaker buy-ins. Nathan's talking about pickleball. Apparently, Tammy's on a pickleball push right now, so maybe she'll get lucky at this table, win the thing, and then sponsor a pickleball team.
Marcel with pocket 4s on the button here, deciding to go all in.
So the blinds are, what, 250? He goes in for like
Snap
9x
call from Eric.
with ace queen. So classic flip situation here.
Yep.
5 milli in the pot.
Eric trying to get that pay jump of $14,000. Get to second place.
Sorry, Kristen, I don't work after dark because I can't be there to let you go. It's in my contract on the workday light hours here, Emilio. So our heads up, ace queen versus 4s. And 9-7-5 rainbow. Ace or queen would need to hit here. Otherwise, Marcel will find another double. Uh-oh, so now we have counterfeit outs, which always hurts. Ace, queen, 9, or 7. A lot of outs to sweat.
And
That is
exactly
a dirty
as he said.
way,
Just
dirty, dirty way to get eliminated with a pair in the hole. 3
talked
pair.
it into fruition.
3 pair never works. Marcel, largest cash in person,
He fought for a long time.
$24,350. He was not getting the benefit of card distribution for quite a long time, but for a $115 investment, which he already free rolled with other satellite seats, it turned it into 24K. You feel his pain, but congratulations.
Yeah.
What a win for $24,000. I mean, third place is third place, but to me that's a win when you're in for $100. So
Yeah, like you said, this
Congrats,
is his
Marcel.
biggest cash yet so far.
hopefully no one talks bad to him on the way to the cage. He was a professional boxer in the past.
Oh yeah.
Definitely see if he'd be bodyguard for us, but
Usually the line just moves out of the way for him.
yep, and I know we'll see him for all the Moneymaker events. So Satellite Man, Marcel, thanks for playing. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. As we set up heads up, and those trophy requests have come to light.
Yeah, that beautiful trophy right there.
Yep, there's Byron Rodriguez, tournament director, putting it right out there on Front Street so you can all catch a view. That is our GAPT Summer Deep Stack Trophy. GAPT stands for Great American Poker Tournaments, as you see in the background there. And these players are now playing for a minimum of $38,000 and change, but first place is $54,000. We will be at 30-minute blinds. They're still going to be in that level they were in. There's a top view of the trophy, a little interesting bird's eye.
Yeah, they just get the added pressure of seeing the trophy right there.
So Eric has had some cashes in Daytona and Orange City, but never a major cash. He did directly buy into the Moneymaker Tour. He's in for 5 bullets today, but I have to assume this will be his biggest cash lifetime. So awesome job, Eric, either winning 54 or 38. And Tammy was in for 4 bullets, and she was telling me a story about getting off the plane and crushing a 25K Aria Daily, where they ICM chopped it with no sleep. So she buys into tournaments ranging up to 3,500. So pretty pretty diverse. You got Tammy with a lot more
Yeah.
experience, but you know anything's possible here with 2 players. And there, heads up will give you a quick chip stack view as they get into the heads up grind here.
Tammy has definitely been around all over Florida playing tournaments.
This is what she does now, and she enjoys it.
I think this is her first final table on the Daytona stream specifically.
Well, she played on a cash stream. I'm sure she either played or, I don't want to rub needles, maybe bubbled a final table stream, but she has been on one before. It was just cash maybe.
Tammy flopping the gut shot, ends up checking it back here. Unsure if Tammy opened or not.
Says she raised to 500 and then got called. Check, 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 check.
Alright, I
check.
didn't even see that there.
Checked all the way. That's how I keep up. I'm not that good, brother. Looks like the ace high will take it.
Yeah, checks all the way down to the river.
Back in the day, they used to have the heads up tournament on NBC, and you could see crazy matches where hands were over in 3 or 4 hands, or people play 2 or 3 hours. So you never know what you're going to get in these situations. I know Eric does have the chip lead, but it's not drastic. It's more like 60-40 chip stacks, right? Let's check it again.
Guys, look.
Yep, so 12 million versus just under 9 million, or 49 bigs and 34 bigs. So
Eric in the lead right now. Things can change very, very fast. Picking up King Jack offsuit on the button is going to raise that up.
650,000.
Tammy defending with 9-8 offsuit. That's a hand that's not really going to get dominated too often by hands that Eric will open.
there are live cards, and that's a pretty live flop for 9-8.
For sure. Does Tammy elect to bet here, or does he think Eric will bet?
Bet 500,000.
Eric has to decide if King High is good showdown value here or not.
1.4. Raise.
Decides to raise.
There's no way he has a deuce ever here, so I don't know what she could fold to.
Maybe he just thinks that Tammy is just betting.
Maybe he's trying to get an ace high to fold.
I'm not sure if ace highs will fold here when the board pairs, because ace high will have some sort of showdown value. 4 on the river changes absolutely nothing.
Do you think she checks to induce, or is she just going to go for value?
Well, she can't really see him having a deuce ever, and she might think that if he has an over
2 million?
pair.
2 million. This is
Yeah, wow.
He's stepping it in, unfortunately. I think that's going to be a quick call from her. If you got me, you got me, right?
Yeah. I was gonna say, if he thinks Eric might have an overpair, she might just check it on the river, but
The way he turned his hand over, he might have thought he was kind of good, hoping she had like 10-7 or something. I don't know. He turned over pretty quickly. It wasn't like one of those you got it. But either way, Tammy inching closer to Eric's stack there.
that is a big pot. I'm unsure what Eric was really going for there.
That did really close the distance pretty good there. She might have actually taken a lead there, and she did.
Yeah,
They
for sure.
swapped leads. Had a request in chat to go over some of the Moneymaker Omaha stuff, so I will oblige because I'm a 4-card player myself. Friday, August 9th, they have the Moneymaker PLO High, $300 5K guarantee. Then there's a 5-card PLO on August 12th. That's a $300 buy-in at 2 p.m. And then the one I'd be most excited about is Friday the 16th at 2 p.m. 10K guarantee, $300 buy-in. The Moneymaker mixed PLO with PLO High, PLO 8, and Big O. So a chance to play with 4 and 5 cards and a low. So heads up, any pair can be great. On the button, Tammy's got 6s.
It's open for sure.
It's going to be raised to 550,000.
Consistent action here, hand after hand. Now that we're heads up.
And ranges kind of go out the window and heads up, right? So Jack 4 is something you can...
Well, the button is supposedly supposed to open something like 50% of hands or something
Or
like
even
that.
more, majority
Yeah.
hands.
Check. Bet 400,000.
2 overs out there, but they say heads up, it's hard to make a pair, so keeps the
That's what they
aggression and
say.
takes it down.
Mr. Guy. You're fired.
Oh yeah, we need to get cocktails over there immediately.
years ago we had a player make the final table, and he was in for 11 buy-ins and he won it. But the guy who won second place actually was the real winner because he had a half a beer left. So on
He
your way
won
to the
it
cage, yeah, you got 50,000 or something coming in, but you got half a beer to enjoy while you're on the way to the cage to count that money.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's baller.
yeah. Having no drinks in front of you, first world problems. So Button does act first, heads up. Eric will look down at King tray off. He's given away some chips last few hands. He's going to stop the bleeding a little bit. Tammy had him dominated, little did he know. And we will go back and forth on that one. What's your prediction here? I know Tammy's kept the foot on the gas. She does have chips now. Do you foresee this being a long match, or do you think Tammy's going to try and grind his stack down?
I think it's all going to come down to some sort of river situation where one guy's trying to get the other off a hand, or because these guys both are, they just love to bet, you know. Tammy's showing off her donk bets and all of her creative stuff that she could possibly do. Eric showing off with his bluffs with that king jack offsuit hand. Tammy is going to raise the 550 with king 8 offsuit on the button.
So ace tray versus king 8, and we see 2 nines, a 5, 2 diamonds on the flop. Ace high will be in the lead. I want to address something in chat in a minute here. Got a bone to pick about high hands and rollovers, but right now we're going to watch Tammy gets checked to her. She's going to bet out 600, making the pot 2 million, giving Eric over 3-1 on a call.
It is a paired board here.
He lets it go. So we have notes here, but I can just talk about it. Did you know that Daytona and Orange City have the easiest, the most frequent, and the biggest payouts when it comes to high hands? All you need is a pair, or excuse me, a full house or better, any full house with 1 card in your hand. And you know what we do here? We pay out every period. I heard about these other rooms in the state. They don't even do rollovers. So if you want to play for high hands, 400, 500,000 a month, do the math. We have $100,000 coming up in September between our $3,000 Saturday, where every 20 minutes we pay out $1,000. No room in the state can compete with that. And then we do big ass high hands for 5K 3 different times, $15,000. So I love you all in chat, but if you're playing somewhere that doesn't have rollovers and doesn't pay out that much and doesn't make it that easy to hit, consider join us at Orange City or Daytona, where we pay out the most for the biggest amount and the easiest to qualify.
Yeah, we're simply the best here when it comes to high hands for sure.
No one even competes. We were paying out $6 million last year, the year before. No one competes. So we're heads up. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so Eric opens with 7-6 offsuit on the button. Tammy ending up calling. Flops a top pair. Gonna bet this on the turn.
At 800,000.
That's 800, a little more than half pot.
Eric likely to call 1 bet. Well, I've yet to see if he's gonna call 1 on the river.
A couple dangerous cards can come on the turn or river for either player here.
Diamond does come in. I don't see Tammy checking. She does.
Showdown value 7, no good. I think for a millisecond he might have tried to turn his hand into a bluff, but I don't know if he would have got it through.
Yeah, I think it's just too much hand to turn into a bluff, I think. Maybe if he had like some sort of ace of diamonds or something like that, but
yeah, I've played all over the state. I'm not allowed to play in these rooms because I'm in management and salary, but when I hear people hitting the high hands, it is exciting knowing that we pay out the most, and sometimes it can be life-changing money hitting a 5K big-ass high hand, which we invented in copying is the most sincere form of flattery. So we know the other rooms in the state watch what we do, and we pay out the most, and we recently changed our qualifiers to make sure that our hands are also the easiest to hit with any full house with just 1 card in your hand. Playing in other places where they don't allow high hands get paid that easier, they don't allow rollovers, really hurts. You know?
yeah,
So
we're not only the best, we also make sure we're the best with those new promotions.
Get
and
the money
everything.
back in the players' hands, keep them playing and having fun, and that's what we do in Daytona Beach and Orange City. Great leadership from our marketing team and our general manager and assistant general manager. They poker managers, everyone's in on it. We all make sure that we compete with everyone.
Labor Day, come out, big ass high hands.
Over 100,000 that weekend available. So you can catch up on some of the buy-ins that you spend on the Moneymaker Tour. Come back in September and get your money back on a big ass high hand.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone fires 5 bullets in Moneymaker Maine, but let's challenge them.
I mean, I can't see it not happening.
Sometimes you need to roll the quarters. You know, just gotta
Yeah.
fill your box. So we are looking at a future winner of 54,000, but the next player out's going to win 38,000. This was a $500 buy-in. Very excited about all the tournaments coming up. Someone mentioned to me that I missed a Moneymaker event, and I'm embarrassed to say I did. Actually, a Limit Omaha 8 or better, $300 buy-in. So that means the Moneymaker Tour is going to have 4 Omaha events. I'm really thinking about giving up my job and becoming a poker player. This is incredible. So either way, check out Daytona Beach Poker.com or MoneymakerTour.com and look at this tournament schedule. There's going to be 15 trophy events, and looks like including 4 Omaha events, an older than Moneymaker event, and a ladies event. So definitely check it out.
Yeah, and for all the Tammy fans in the chat, Eric is down to 17 big blinds right now, and Tammy is for sure just getting hand after hand and just...
So we're going on hand 82, and I'm wondering, will we hit hand 100? Who knows?
Was it big blind?
2 hours and 20 minutes in the stream.
Ace King here for Tammy.
He's going to switch it up a little bit. Elects to just
Very
call there.
interesting.
Yeah. Well disguised.
It is well decided, especially if a king comes out. That might be disastrous. Does not end up coming.
Well, Ace King versus King Deuce on a 6-8 tray. 2 clubs. The 5 comes. Going to give Eric a chance for a straight if a 4 were to come, but that's about it.
Eric is betting representing his range here. Lots of middling cards on the board, and Tammy's just going to fold.
Couple questions in chat about Tammy's final tables. I know when we did the WPA ladies event that Tammy did make the featured table, which turned into the final table. I can't speak for ones before that. I do about half the streams here, and my cohorts that have done them I don't know. We don't have a record, unfortunately, of who's made the final tables, but I know Tammy is a local, and she plays as many of these big events as she can. So there's a chance she's made a couple, and there's a chance we'll see her more. And all the players that made the final table today have committed to coming back and playing for Moneymaker and playing these good structures, so we'll see all of them.
$2,000 is a great payout. You can win with deuces full of trays nowadays.
If you don't see in chat, we do have the honor of seeing Mr. Tony Burns in chat, putting the links out. So do check moneymakerpt.com to see all 15 trophy events and the numerous satellites that him and Byron have put together, including satellites as low as $86, which is what Chris Moneymaker used to get into his first main event. So please check out all the different social medias and the websites and get that information. The Moneymaker Tour is going to be huge, 600,000 in guarantees, but we know we're going to crush that, and 15 substantially heavy trophies to award.
Tammy's just in love with this dealer right now.
He's got the pocket 8s in black, and Eric has the ace tray off, which is still only 70-30 with that 1 overcard.
See the run out. Eric picking up bottom pair here.
And Tammy with the overpair. I think we'll see a bet and a call.
Yep, for sure gonna bet this for protection. Wonder what Eric was thinking about there.
So she could have 2 overs, and he just wants to bet her off the hand.
Another 3 on the turn.
Probably the worst card in the deck. That's a disaster for Tammy.
Possibly.
900K announced.
Does Eric elect to raise here? Or call and then donk? We'll see.
The goal would be to get all your chips in the middle at some point, right? Do you just call and hope she fires again? Or do you put the raise in now?
Looks like he's just calling.
Depends on what he thinks she has. Does she have something she could call a raise or an all-in with? Or does she have something that she might try and bluff with on the river?
We have seen Tammy bluff before for sure. 10 on the river might slow Tammy down since it is an overcard, but decides to bet 1.6.
Verbalizes it, and he's probably called already.
Yeah, snap.
So he did set up what he wanted. He wanted to get a bet out of her. He induced. Did he say all in? And she said call.
No, Tammy bet.
Oh, she bet 3.6. I thought she only
Yeah.
bet 1.6. So they're actually doing a count to see if you
I
had
thought
that
I heard
much.
1.6, but
2,950,000.
Oh no, he must have said all in, and she said call. I wish we had instant replay.
2,900,000.
Tammy was probably targeting a 6 there.
So we heard her verbalize the bet. He must have insta all in, and she called.
Nice again.
So that doesn't seem accurate, but okay.
Well, he went all in at some point, and he
Well,
doubled
the great
up,
chips
so.
are a stack is 2 million. It's saying Tammy has 11 million, and he has 10 million. So I guess we'll wait for him to stack. We'll see.
5 royal flushes. Wow. A lot of people have yet to have one. I know I do.
Oh, it's like playing Raz and getting 4 of a kind. I'm used to that. I don't know. Raz is 7 cards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Good talking to you.
I'm not.
These mixed games are coming, so the dealers in both rooms are.
I
have
may
to
be
do some
young, but
reinforcement.
I know my.
You know
I know
your
poker
Raz.
games.
When I did the Badugi reference earlier, you got that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you. How about Badusi?
That might be one that I haven't
Yeah.
seen.
The one
I
that's
love watching the World Series though.
Yeah, no, me too. And obviously, we love to watch like Nick Schulman's and them. They're legends at what they do. The one I really haven't seen much in Florida is the Deuce to 7. I don't know if that'll ever come here, single draw or triple draw, but who knows? There's a lot of variants that are all legal to play.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we could do that one day. If anyone's actually interested, maybe ask a manager or something. Eric here with pocket 7s. Tammy just folding her button. Very even stacks now. Tammy was just ahead not too long ago. Still a little bit ahead, but still anyone's game.
As we're nearing our 90th hand of this, heads up our total final table. I didn't keep track when they got heads up, but we are playing for 38,000 for second and just over 54,000 for first. This was a $500 buy-in.
Yeah, 54,000 is a lot of money.
That's a great prize pool. It's a 250K guarantee, and it ended up hitting 304,000, which is awesome.
Eric here probably going to open with his offsuit connector. Decides to just limp here. Seeing a lot of limping. Broadway board here. Probably not going to see any action from either player. Possibly Eric just stabs once and then just gives up a river or something, but
Beachside breaks, is that like a sports car thing where you do breaks, or is that like something with waves?
yeah, there's no real reason for Tammy to bet here on the river.
Down south, triple draw tournament. Good luck in that. Last time I played triple draw was at the Golden Nugget in Vegas in an 8-game mix, and triple draw was the game I think I avoided the most.
I just love mixed games.
Yeah.
I don't play them very often, but when I do, I just have so much fun.
I got some buddies around the state trying to get mixed games built up in their local area, and hopefully we can get them to come towards Central Florida and get on board with it. It'd be great.
I see Joshua's in our chat. Tammy with king queen offsuit on the button.
Someone call rooms to go and get that guy fired.
Rooms to go.
No comment. The old king queen versus queen 5 offsuit.
3 8s on the flop. Ends up going check check.
We didn't bet our props. That's our first trips flop. Queen comes for a chop, right? Is that how it works? 8's full of Q's for each of them. No, he finds a 5 for a boat.
Yep. Tammy deciding to bluff here.
And he has to call.
Yeah. I feel like if Eric had any ace high, he would have had to call anyways, but
Look at those chip stacks. If that's correct, we were within a blind. might do a beer run here, Emilio. You have a preference? I don't know what we have on draft here today.
Anything
Don't
virgin
answer.
is fine.
That's fine. So here we are, heads up. Tammy from Port Orange, Eric from Longwood. Kind of, we're right in the middle of that.
We got exposed bird cards. We'll jacket that.
We haven't picked on Eric yet for being a New York Giants fan. I call them the New Jersey Giants. Might have
Eric
to
on the
look
button
that.
with 10-9 suited.
Between these players, they have 9 bullets, but they did a good investment, didn't they?
I think Eric ended up limping, and Tammy's opening now. Eric limp calling here. His range is going to look a lot like what he just has right now with 10-9 suited. Any suited connector and all.
You know,
that
we will
fun
not see
stuff.
this hand. A straight flush, it's not possible. In clubs. Prefaced. In clubs.
Fun fact.
500.
Pair of 10s here for Eric on a monotone board. Tammy electing to bet her queen high with an oxygen draw.
I haven't heard that one yet. Good for you.
Yay.
Yeah.
Another diamond on the turn definitely is going to slow down action.
I love how Tammy's outs include all the diamonds for a chop.
I wonder if Tammy actually goes for a bluff here.
1 million.
Ends up betting 1 million. It's going to be very hard for Eric to call with one pair, and that's pretty much what she put him on for betting the flop and checking the turn.
The last few times that she's verbalized her amount, he's called a raise. This time she verbalized it and gets it through. Oh, he didn't pick up on that.
That was an awesome bet from Tammy.
We've had quite a few celebs come through chat. It's fun seeing Tony Burns in there and
Big blind.
all the dealers on the EO.
Thank you to chat for being here.
Yep. If you haven't followed us on Instagram, make sure you do so. There are 2 $1,500 Moneymaker event seats up for grabs. One will be awarded to someone on the at Orange City Poker and the other at the Daytona Poker Instagram pages. Plus, you can follow at Moneymaker Tour. That contest ends August 1st. Free $1,500. You got to try it.
That's free money, people. Go follow them.
And we also have our Ultimate Satellite Package on August 6th. It's a Tuesday at 6 p.m. We're guaranteeing at least 2 packages, $350. 1 in 10 wins a $3K package for a $400 mystery bounty, $1,100 deep stack one-day event, and a $1,500 main event. Those are all trophy events from the Moneymaker Tour, but you can get in for $350 to all 3 of those. So come check it out.
Yes, you're in for 150. It's on.
Eric opening with 10-5 offsuit here. A little bit loose, but he's on the button, so what can you do? Wow. Huh. Oh, Tammy ended up... Okay, I understand the action. She ended up 3-betting and 10-5 ended up folding. Okay.
The flashing emojis in chat are obnoxious, so thank you for those.
Big blind.
Yeah, that's definitely a seizure warning. And
Yeah, Nate, those satellites are going to be really strong. I think getting to play 3 Moneymaker trophy events from $400 all the way up to $1,500 on a 350 satellite seat, it's a great offer.
Raise.
So good luck to you, man. I hope you get one of those packages. I knew when I said that, it's like telling my daughter don't do something, just going to do it. So thank you, chat, for all the fun. You're great. So we're heads up at King Queen versus Ace 9.
very dry board. I wouldn't be surprised to see either of these players continue with their
Tammy will
hands.
keep the lead, and King Queen's a pretty hand, but like I said, usually it's the nut no pair. He is going to float here. Is float still something they do here, Emilio?
Yeah, they still call it float. Another 3 on the turn.
Checks them.
Tammy's saying, oh my god. Ace high's good.
Trays with an ace blind.
It's good, it's good, it's good.
I think some of those emojis you had to pay for to have, so good on you, I guess, for investing money into Twitch. Does that mean like you're a super user?
Investing money into bothering us.
Yeah, no, I'm enjoying it.
Or else.
Short arms.
Oh my god, me too.
The thanks, Mo. The computer's closer to Emilio, so the flashing is affecting him more than me. My
Yeah,
glasses prescription aren't that great.
Yeah, I have the AC right next to me. I have the PC running right next to me, and
I'm like, that's weird.
all the overstimulation right here.
TMI.
Yeah, thank God we both have therapy scheduled for tomorrow.
I haven't been any like.
Group
So-
therapy.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Ryan. 2 players, 38,000 already guaranteed. 54,000 up top. As you see, we have Tammy and Eric. They battled through 707 runners to get to this heads-up match for 3 days. Pair of 8s now for Tammy and Eric with 2 overs. on
2
a-
overs and a backdoor straight draw. Does elect the barrel here.
Yeah, 60% of a straight, doesn't he?
1.2.
Tammy deciding to check raise. Probably just to slap Eric off of any equity he might have.
It's allowed. It used to be against the rules.
I can't see Eric calling here. Is he contemplating a
Back in the day, like,
3
old
bet?
people would be like, "You're allowed to do that here." It was like wasn't allowed. Like when poker first started.
No.
It's weird, right? It is funny.
Eric once again falling a little bit behind here to Tammy.
When I first started dealing, people would be like, "You're allowed to do that."
In the same exact
You're allowed to check and
situation
raise." Crazy person.
that we were about 30 minutes ago.
If you're at home watching this, Emilio, would you be on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook to watch this?
I think Twitch just has the best emotes.
Okay, fair enough.
Plus, I don't have to see people's faces.
I'm kind of old school. I'd probably be on YouTube. But Facebook actually pops up all the time, so it's kind of easier.
You're all like limited.
Yeah.
I mean, so serious. Why so
I actually don't have a Facebook.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I had MySpace first, obviously.
I googled it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all friends with Tom.
What's MySpace?
I googled it because
A place where you can play music, and then it ended
It
up.
means like up
Okay.
your butt, like, and they're like so much. It's like when you're
Sponsored
playing,
by
you go to the
Twitch.
bottom.
It's awesome.
Am I allowed to say bottom on the?
I wish I would have been sponsored by G Fuel when I used to drink all those drinks. I loved it.
That's what it means. Like, I was
AOL
like,
Messenger.
somewhere,
Yeah,
I'm
you've
like,
got mail.
Could that mean what I think it means? And I was like,
I
no.
bet that gives you
Then I
PTSD.
googled it, and
No, I'm good.
That's what it means.
That dial tone was like the jam. That's how you knew you were going to be like talking to people soon.
That's what it means.
They used to send a little disc in the mail. You'd be excited to re-download AOL for the 15th time.
Do you remember the helpful paperclip?
Yikes.
No.
No?
But thank you.
The paperclip that shows up on your screen and talks to you?
I don't know, but when I talk about Instagram or TikTok, my daughter cringes, so I usually just stay out of all that stuff.
Hold the baby.
Hey, that's probably for the best.
Anyone in the chat who's trolling you, you have my permission to put a bad beat on them next time you're dealing, Emilio.
Mo, I'm actually 12, thank
Who's
you.
going to karaoke tonight?
But he has a
Okay.
gaming license, so figure that one out.
I am. He is. He's my neighbor.
Are we doing karaoke at the final table? Do we get to pick the songs? Can we start with like some Nelly or something with a little beat?
Oh, he's so excited. He's an excitable boy. He's gonna swing the microphone. I've never done karaoke before.
Lots of chips being passed back and forth here.
When the chip stacks are this close and you're deep, that's what's going to happen. When the blinds go up again from 250 and they hit that 153, it'll narrow it a little bit more.
Yeah, we should be on 30-minute blinds now, right?
That's what I was saying.
I believe they have been, yeah.
You and I, and I'm like, this song's not about you.
It's like turn 30 minutes when it comes heads up or something like that.
Yep. It's a great structure.
But I changed the words. That's funny. That's a funny joke.
All right, poker. Eric with ace-10 on the button. Gonna probably open this up.
Just glad there's no
And
tacos
snap
at
fold.
this table.
There we go, poker.
So that's the problem when they're this deep, unless you have a cold situation where it's pair over pair or 2 big cards for 2 big cards. It's really hard to see anyone get out of line and get the chips involved.
Yeah, he's got an asterisk forever.
You're in a good structure.
And then pretty soon-
You
Yeah.
can outplay, you don't have to get out
Why
luck.
would you do that?
Eric's already taken that risk once. I doubt we're gonna see too many big moves like that again. At least the big risky ones.
Tam may be first to act on the button. 9-8 suited. I believe she wrote down on her info sheet her favorite hand is 6-5 suited.
550.
Eric wrote aces, which is usually a common answer when you ask someone their favorite hand.
Yeah.
Jack 10 suited, actually a favorite. Got the overs,
You do it.
the diamonds. Pretty close though. Jack 10, 9-8. Actually, the favorite, like I thought was against a pair, but there you go. Open ended for
Wow.
Tammy and top pair for Eric.
One time.
Decides to check her with her equity here. Ace helping nobody. Might just end up going check check again. Tammy thinking though,
600.
wanting to represent the ace.
I think maybe we can get them to agree to put a straddle in on the next round. What do you think?
Maybe a bomb pot?
There you go. 4-card bomb pot. So we do have a bet and a call. The pot is now at 2.6 million. The king of clubs, 3 clubs out there.
Yeah, Eric a non-believer for now, but we'll see how big Tammy bets here in order to get Eric to fold.
2.6 in there. She'd have to put at least 1.5 or maybe closer to 2 in there.
1 million.
Ends
Ooh,
up going 1. That might just
That's
get
a
a call from a
discount.
jack. That might just be the perfect amount to get a jack to call, to be honest with you.
he didn't snap.
She is still representing the ace.
Yeah, she didn't bet enough.
Yeah. She's representing the ace on the turn when Eric decides to check there.
He's getting 3.5 to 1.
When Eric ends up check calling, a lot of the time it's just going to be middle pair, jack X, whatever, but wow,
he
Eric,
shows some discipline.
yeah.
Wow.
Maybe it was just the bet that made him think maybe she's going for value.
Maybe that's a good point because I was thinking that maybe she didn't bet enough, but the truth is maybe she bet too much. He would have looked it up.
Flush.
Possibly.
Looks more bluffy if it's big.
Okay, flush.
So wow, interesting. Good read on Tammy's part to make the bet size.
6, bro.
Yeah, Eric playing very, very tight there. The flush draw did come in though, so that might have influenced it.
Yay! It won't fit you. It'll fall off. You're so skinny. I got hips. My hips don't lie. I got the Robbie. Thank
A little
you.
bit of yoga again.
I think the players are pausing for a moment.
Still no cocktail waitress.
We'll stay with you while they pause. Got a couple things we haven't talked about. Had some other announcements. Let everyone know about the next time that Daytona's running the 25K guarantee GAPT Classic. That's a $230 buy-in. You do get 30,000 chips and 30-minute blinds. That's at 11 in the morning. That's the 25th. The $230 buy-in GPT Classic. They also wanted me to mention the OC Monthly. It's our cheapest buy-in, or most economical buy-in with the largest field. That's the first Thursday of every month in Orange City, which is actually this Thursday, the 1st. It's a $3,000 guaranteed prize pool, but we typically hit around $7,000 in that one. You get 10,000 starting units, 20-minute blinds, and that's only $70. So check out the OC Monthly at 7:10 p.m. this Thursday, the 1st. And the 3K Power Hours, which is our biggest Saturday promotion, where we pay out $3,000 an hour. We do that with awarding $1,000 every 20 minutes. That takes place this coming Saturday and also Labor Day weekend. I know you were going to talk about the main event sweepstake.
Yeah, one question from the chat. I think you mean why do you show stack size and big blinds but bet size in exact amount? Is that what you meant? But anyways, the promotion.
No, that's a good question. So, you know, you learn as you do the streams, and we do what the stream deck and other components give us. It is a good question. I'd prefer to have just one or the other for it to be easier for everyone to pay attention to, but it's something we could look into. We normally have it where it doesn't even show big blinds. It just shows stack and like VPIP percentage when it's a cash game. So they have the streams configured for cash or tournament, but it's a good question. Will be something we look into in the future.
That's a good idea. It could also just be both.
The payouts don't pop up on screen, but I can tell you that our 6th place finisher got just over $11,000. Our 5th place got over $14,000. 4th got $17,700 and change. 3rd was $24,000 and change. These players have both locked up $38,184, but first place is $54,569. The prize pool for this event was $250,000, but we broke $300 after it was all said and done with 700 plus runners. This $500 buy-in tournament. We're going to talk about some promotions. Go for it, brother.
Yeah. Once again, Labor Day. Join us.
Let's do it. 100K overall between all 3 or all 4 days, actually, if they're calling it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
1,000 every 20 minutes on that Saturday and 1,500 big ass high hands on Labor Day exactly.
15K.
15K, my bad.
Yeah, so if you've never seen the Big Ass High Hand promotion, it's what we created. Every 4 hours, we pay out the overall hand $5,000 for the best hand over 4 hours. We do it 3 times, but the great news is if you hit a royal, we just go ahead and pay the 5K right away and reset it. So essentially, it's unlimited $5,000 royal flushes.
If you keep hitting them, yeah.
Yeah, that's 2-card plays on Big Ass High Hand Day. All our other promotions now are 1-card plays, any full house. But Big Ass High Hand is 2 cards. And
Yeah.
that is probably our most popular promotion in Orange City and in Daytona. So,
And we are
check it out.
listening to chat feedback, guys. This is a growing stream, so we will take that all into account. We can definitely...
just make sure you put your address in there so we can definitely follow up in person.
Don't worry, I already have it.
Yeah. You can't hide behind chat. If you got it, come say it. We're located at, no, I'm just kidding. So, 960 South Williamson. Looks like the players are making their way back to the table. I don't think that was an official break. Not sure what happened, but they were getting resituated. We're going to play down to a winner today. They did play down to 6 last night. You stayed and watched the action, right?
Yeah. I'm glad right now is... So where is Eric from again? He's from
Longwood,
correct?
just what do you call it? West of here, west of Orange City and Lake Mary.
Yeah, so I guess it's right now it's a battle between the Daytona local and a fresh face here on our final table.
But both from Central Florida.
Both from Central Florida, correct. We got a lot of Tammy fans and Eric fighting for his life here. Yeah, JT, I'm not sure what's going through his headphones, to be honest with you, but he's a very handsome man.
He's listening to a future karaoke song. So they're going to be at 150, 300,000 for the blinds, 30-minute blinds. And they'll be dealing here live any second now. So let's go back to that stack first, big blind.
Waiting on the camera.
So this has to be updated.
Yeah, it's going to be 300K, correct?
Yeah, that's what I heard Tournament Director Byron Rodriguez announce. It's 21 million and change in play, chip-wise.
Yeah, Tammy's still with a commanding lead here. With the blinds going up, we might have to see a scenario where Eric goes all in pre-flop.
1, 2, 1, 2, check.
Yeah, he's going to be at 20 bigs now.
Check. Check, check.
Thank you, John. Me too.
Yeah, Nick Schulman and Ali Najad were taken, so you got Ryan and Emilio, and we're happy to be here with you all on this Monday afternoon as we approach hour number 3 and hand 100. Play should be resuming any moment. This is Daytona Poker Live, the vision of General Manager Fred Guzman and Assistant General Manager Michael Stringer, Poker Room Manager Joe LaRosa, the marketing team, and all others here. Very proud of this setup here. We're looking forward to adding live streaming in Orange City around September when our expansion's done. So we're very excited to have live streaming available in both rooms. Looking forward to some cash games soon and maybe a couple streams during Moneymaker here, which would be great. If you want to get on a stream, make a final table for a streamed event, or talk to Poker Room Manager Joe LaRosa if there's a cash game stream coming up. But anyone has a chance to play and have me needle them in perpetuity on YouTube. So here are heads up with the new 300K level in effect.
Here we go.
Ace 8 off on the button for Tammy with a fresh beer.
Like I said, any and all advice is welcome in the chat.
Yeah.
We are writing this down.
I don't have my hearing aids in. It's deaf ears. So Ace 8 versus 10-9. We are going to go to the flop. She raised a click raise to 600K, so 1.5 in the middle. And a pair of 10s for Eric. Tammy has just the overcard
Very quick
ace.
check. Now it'd be interesting to see that if another club comes in on the turn of the river, if Tammy will try to represent the ace high flush. However, just going check like this, it seems like Tammy's just going to take her ace high showdown value. Eric going to possibly bet for value here.
Just about
There
half
you go.
pot. It does not get through, or it gets through, does not get a call. So he also wins the button. You can see with the new blinds in effect, 300K big blind and Annie, that Tammy's at 47 bigs and Eric's at 22. About 14 million and 6 million in change chip stacks. This will be a 30-minute level.
Love to see it. Eric probably just gonna fold this. Eric is gonna start needing to play tighter and tighter
Good
as
time
the
to
stack
fold.
side goes down.
Yep, Tammy wakes up with the ace-10 offsuit.
Once he gets to the really bad levels where he's about 10 big blinds, I can see Tammy just check raising all in a lot. Or 3-betting all in pre-flop, I mean. The buy-in was $500 and we had a field of 707 players. First place is 54,000.5 K. And I think we had a prize pool of $304,000. We had a 250K guarantee. We have quite a few tournaments coming up here in the Moneymaker Tour. But right now we got Eric with ace-3 offsuit calling on the big blinds. Ace-high board here.
Tammy and Eric started the day at 2nd and 3rd in chips. Make your way this far. Pretty good run for both of them here.
Who's number 1?
It was TK came in with 30 bigs and Eric had 28 bigs. Tammy had about 24
Gotcha.
to start the day.
Another ace on the turn. It might be possible for Tammy to bet again because the ace coming out means there's less aces in the deck, but
Be pretty ambitious at this point. So we have a boat now for Eric, and Tammy be playing the board.
yeah, Tammy, this is just a. She has jack high. She doesn't have any showdown value, so she can't really check.
400.
400,000.
So decides to make a small stab here.
Essentially, he has the nuts. He can only really lose to quad 8s or ace queen.
Yeah, and once Eric raises here, Tammy's just gonna snap fold. Yeah.
There wasn't as many 3-bets as you would think, but we weren't 6-handed for long. 3-bets have definitely been on the low today.
Yeah, I was mainly thinking about Tammy 3-betting pre-flop once Eric gets low. The satellite package is going to be August 6th at 6:10 p.m. It's going to be a $350 buy-in, and it's going to be towards the $400 mystery bounty, the $11,000 deep stack one-day event, and the $1,500 main event. All 3 of those tournaments for a $350 buy-in. That's over 3K in buy-ins plus the chance at 3 trophies.
The actual structures you'd probably find online if you go to Daytona, DaytonaBeachPoker.com. They would have the actual structures there. I know that it's a guarantee of 2 packages. 1 in 10 will win the 3K package. And even the satellites have decent structures, so definitely worth checking out. For the actual Moneymaker events separately, we have satellites as low as $86. And looking at the overall sheet, there's satellites $86, $186, even some last chance satellites and some turbos. So definitely check it out. All of that should be posted either at Moneymaker Tour
800,000.
or at DaytonaBeachPoker.com.
Are there any satellites for the mixed game events? No, they should just be single days, right?
Yeah, because the biggest mixed game is either 300 or 500. They didn't do any satellites in those, but I think someone might have won one earlier when they had a different like package they were doing. But as of right now, the Omaha events are just direct buy, I believe.
The time would be Tuesday, August 6th at 6:10 p.m.
And late reg will probably be available, so you check the structure. You definitely can probably get in a couple levels after that. So if you're making a drive, they'll have a fresh stack for you. Considering everything, we have seen the landmark and milestone satellites. Very interesting. Possibly coming soon. I'm going to leave that in the hands of Byron, the tournament director, and his partner in crime from the Moneymaker Tour, Tony Burns.
Byron does such a wonderful job in these tournaments with the structure and everything about them.
Yep. And he's invested. He really does want to make sure the events are successful. He follows through on social media. He's present. And great guy to talk to and great connections in the poker industry.
All right, Eric, you're possibly going to open here. Here you go.
Call.
And a call from Tammy, King 7 offsuit against pocket fours. Ace high board here is going to slow down action. I don't really see a reason for Eric here to bet now that the
Check.
board already has an ace on it.
Check.
Goes check check on the flop. Deuce on the turn does give Eric a gutter, whereas Tammy here still with just king high.
Check. 900,000. Fold.
The bet will take it.
Tammy having absolutely none of that. And once again, stack sizes are even. 37 big blinds against 33.
Wednesday, August 7th, 2 p.m. is Moneymaker Limit Omaha 8 or better, $300 buy-in at 2 p.m. Wednesday the 7th. Talked about Friday the 9th is a $300 PLO high. There's another Omaha 5-card PLO, and then there's the mixed game one. So there's plenty of satellites, the Moneymaker Tours here, or plenty of Omaha events from August 7th to 19th. I do urge you to go online and check the official schedule.
Wow, look at this.
Ace Queen suited for Tammy, who raised. She gets flatted by pocket jacks from Eric in the big line.
Very
Check.
dynamic board. Lots of overcards to come. Very good board for jacks. Continues to be a good board for jacks. Possibly going to get some value out of
600,000.
some medium pocket pairs or a pair of eights or ace high.
Tammy has plenty outs here, any ace, queen, or 4. She make a wheel or overpair. And we have 2.7 in the pot. The board
Eric.
pairs eights.
Eric still has the best hand. He might still bet for value because Tammy might get a little bit sticky with her ace highs now that the board's paired.
He bets $1 million. Getting 3.5 to 1.
Eric
Might
could be
make a
betting
call.
some missed flush draws here.
The river value bets have not been inflated. You see some pros these days do a pot or over pot bet, but just $1 million, given odds to call.
I think some of the best sizes are the really small ones or the really big ones. The in-between sizes just don't get a lot done for multiple reasons. Tammy does end up laying it down. Not willing to risk her chips to see if he has a flush draw or not.
See the trophy in the middle of the table there, Great American Poker Tour, Summer Deep Stack, 250K guarantee, which we obviously crushed to 300K. But a nice piece of hardware there to add to the collection for one of these two, along with either 38,000, but for first place $54,000.
Got a little Byron cameo there. Don't get me wrong, that trophy is 200 pounds. He's just a power lifter. Eric opening here with Queen 10 offsuit.
I think there's a glitch here because she can't have ace queen suited twice.
That never happens in poker. Only when you get bad hands.
Raising chips in hand.
Call.
He's going to continue. He's dominated right now.
People thought Queen 10 was a good hand once. The 2002 World Series of Poker, the guy won with it. I realize when I play it, I'm always in second place.
Queen high board here.
Pretty flop for his hand. He does flop pair open-ended. Tammy has top pair, top kicker. Both players feeling good about their position in this hand, I bet.
1.5.
Yeah, for sure.
All in.
And he just goes all in. Wow.
Tammy will probably take some time to think about this, get them to pull the dead money and see how much more it is to call. Look at her stack. Big spot.
She has to think about what continues her 3-bet there.
If she's against a set, she's in horrible shape. If he has a 10, he's open-ended. Would he put all his chips in there? Can he have kings? No.
I'm more worried about like Queen Jack or like Queen 9 suited or something like that. Or maybe...
Would pocket 10 shove?
I mean, it's possible. Just Tammy has shown like a lot of strength, and on that kind of board, I'm not sure if 10s would want to risk a jam there. King 10 is also possible.
Could he make the move with ace jack? I doubt it. Not going to do it with ace 9. Could have king jack? No.
Yeah, she has to think there's just to herself. Does she beat any value? Probably not. Can my opponent bluff here? Probably, but ends up letting it go.
That's why Eric's in chat and Tammy's at the final table. Turtle, turtle, turtle.
Quit roasting our chat.
He knows. Let's see what that did to our chip counts here. It looks like we've had a big swing. We've seen them go back and forth here for a while now as we're approaching hand 110. But that's what happens.
Yeah, she was probably worried about those 2-pair kind of hands that continued to 3-bets. Or King 10 suited could have also been a hands.
It was a great play by him. She had him but didn't know, and also the equities, you know, he's right in there at 60-40. Well, sometimes you're either way ahead or way behind. They used to have a theory called Kill Phil. It was a book that was written about when you play against the Ivies and the Hellmans, you put the most pressure on them early in the hand, and that's how you'd outplay them, because they'd rather outplay you later in the hand. So if you get all your chips in early, they'd fold and try and look for better spots. So that was max pressure on the pros, and they called that theory Kill Phil.
I heard, I don't remember what pro said this, but it was a notable pro, but he was saying that if you're not, think about it this way, if you're not in the final table, you're making $0, so you may as well make the moves that get you chips and get you to a big stack anyways. But this is...
An all in and a fold. That's what Doug Polk said. He said, I ran the math and I lost 100% all the hands I folded.
Yeah. Quote unquote by Doug Polk.
Yep.
Tammy 3-bet jamming with ace-6 offsuit. Probably as a bluff, blocking those ace-high good hands.
We're doing okay back here, guys?
So far, so good.
I'll take a bottle of water.
Looks like she finally got her beer that she's been dying for.
Yep. It's beer o'clock somewhere. Actually, it's happy hour. It's 5 o'clock. Hey.
Son of a bitch, man.
Raise and take. Ace 9 versus 5 tray.
Nobody drinks that.
A little lull in action here. I guess you got to shuffle all 52 cards. One of the rules.
Bethany.
We got some drama.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Where would life be without the chat trolls? At least they're not all bots. I love to see the action.
Yeah.
Anything's better than Get Rid of Cayman's memes, so.
His emotes.
Yeah. Seen the two-handed call a lot here. People two-handed calling.
It's very dramatic. I'm sure it's to intimidate.
Remember when Durr first entered and he would hold a stack of chips and kind of slowly drop them in with 3 fingers. There's Cayman back with the chat emotes, keeping us busy.
Yeah.
Those
I mean,
darn Twitch subscribers.
You pretty much asked for it.
You better give us a like, smash, and all that, and start giving us money through Twitch. Got my security watchdogs watching chat now.
Raise?
We can't trespass you from property on the computer, but boy, can we ban your butt from chat.
Yeah.
Wear a big boot.
Send the missile.
I wonder if you could just take the trophy and like grab it and then push it in. That's like a big move.
As like a bet?
Yeah, just be like, yeah, whatever you got, trophy.
Fun for the dealer.
Yeah, you get carpal tunnel pushing that thing around all day. So King Trey on the button. In the chip lead. Just going to give a walk.
Yeah.
9-4.
So gross.
You probably know more about it than I do, but heads up, any kind of face like a king with a chip lead, you're supposed to be a little more aggressive, right? Probably betting just to take.
Yeah, specifically on the button. You could also throw in some 3-bet bluffs with your suited hands that are going to continue well to a call. Like, for example, if you 3-bet with like 7-6 suited, if your opponent has like some sort of overcard, it's going to have a decent amount of equity anyway. Same with king queen suited here on the button.
Raise.
Raise. 650. Fold.
And no action.
Eric's definitely staying in line. I think if we reverse the roles of Tammy has a chip lead and a king on the button, she's going to raise almost every time. We did see her just limp one time with a pair. But closing the gap a little bit with those little pickups. The blinds being 300K for the big line and the ante. Definitely not out of it yet. Eric probably could switch gears a little bit, become a little bit more aggressive and push the stack around, but he doesn't want to get caught, I guess.
Queen 9 suited, get it open. Folded before he even got chips out.
Yeah, but see, Queen 9 and King Trey to me are about the same, right? King Trey's stronger. It's
The solver does likes the suited kings.
if they're not talking, I guess we need to talk.
Yeah, they're getting very serious on this final table. Tammy was talking a lot when she was getting those pots reeled in.
16K pay jump, pretty serious, going from 38 to 54.
Yeah, for sure. Doyle Brunson not going to be an open here, unfortunately.
Yep. Hand 119 as we've crossed the 3-hour mark a few moments ago.
Shout out to our dealer JT. Throwing those cards very fast.
Yep. John and Neil doing a great job dealing the stream table today. I think we've had one misdeal or one not move button, so hey.
We've had a flipped up card and not move button, but you know
Man, who's
it
keeping
happens.
track?
Yeah.
They asked us to catch the notable hands. I guess that's it.
Raise.
Some people play stand-up game even when they're sitting. So, we are heads up. King 4 diamonds or Queen 6 of clubs.
Yeah. It looks like Tammy ended up 3-betting here. No, Eric ended up limping, and then Tammy ended up opening to 800K. Okay.
Flush draw for Eric on the board of 10, 7 deuce, 2 diamonds. He has King 4 diamonds. Tammy just has one over with the Queen.
And you can see Eric is very much defining his limp range with a lot of just weaker suited connectors, weaker suited hands, etc.
Sounds like you should be my poker coach. I donate more than I win, so.
Yeah, I'd love to play against you.
No, you'd love to win against me. It wouldn't be too hard.
Tammy getting a backdoor flush draw on the turn, though it is an ace.
A King of clubs would be a very nasty river card if we get there.
1 million.
Tammy does elect to bet. If any ace high flush draw was on the flop, then they might have made top pair on the turn, but Eric deciding to continue with the king high flush draw.
See all Tammy's outs up top there.
Tammy hitting it. Queen high flush. Decides to just jam.
Eric doesn't have anything to call with. He puts her on a busted flush draw. Would it be the ace?
He's blocking the busted flush draw, though. He can't. Yeah.
So big pickup for Tammy, and that's going to make them about even. And here we go, right where we started. heads up with 34 and 35 big blinds respectively.
Round and round it goes. Where it lands, nobody knows.
Don't be weird.
That's it. $16,000 pay jump from second to first. 54,000 up top plus that heavy trophy.
God damn it. Anyone else seen Ricky Sneaky? Good movie.
Once again, talking about a movie I have no idea about.
You're dicking.
'Cause I'm
This
a
one I
zoomer.
don't know, so hey,
Hey, we
might
got
be some
something
new
in common.
Netflix thing I don't know about. No chilling for me, so no Netflix. 6 deuce offsuit.
Past our chilling times.
Yeah, are we going to be aggressive here?
I don't know if I read it.
Let it go.
Get it out of her face. Yep, first place was 54,000.
54,569 to be exact, and second place is 38,100 or 38,184. Yeah, I heard about it, just haven't seen it. Making my second trip through Vikings on Netflix.
It's more about Max now. Watching House of the Dragon and all that.
So now that my boss is here, there's 250 of you in chat. If we get to 1,000, I'm giving out some free merchandise. I'll pay for it, but I just need you to get 750 more people in here in chat. So please tell your friends and bots to log in.
Yeah, just if anyone could do us a favor and spend $100 on some view bots and get us up there.
So the 7 deuce versus the 9-6 on an ace-8-8 board. Nothing for either player. Just going to be whoever's aggressive. Tammy's first to act, so she'll lead out 300 into a 900K pot.
There, just has nothing to continue with.
And that should give her the chip lead. My handy graphic says so. So they're going back and forth in the chip leads here.
Yeah, nobody really committing too much without the nuts.
Everyone keeps asking how much 25th place was. I don't know. Were you here when 25th got paid out? How's your memory? I'm going to say more than $500.
I would say around 1,000. I don't know.
I'm going to say way less than 11,000 because that's what 6th got.
That is a very narrow range you got.
That's some deductive reasoning there.
They want to play for that trophy. No chops.
Got enough lightsabers over there?
1,300. It's a good guess.
There you go. If you satellited, it's even better. Remember, Marcel got 24,000 for third and got in for $115. That's incredible. And Moneymaker events, satellite starting at $86. So plenty of chances to get in on the discount.
All right. Eric with ace 4 offsuit going to open here.
I know what that means. Ape, all in pre-flop.
1.8.
Tammy deciding to 3-bet here. And a quick continue from Eric.
To answer your question in chat, Eric, I have gotten a first or second before, but it's probably in a sit and go.
Now Tammy has for sure the range advantage here, so even if an ace comes out on the flop, Eric can't be too comfortable. Though no such thing happens. Tammy's still a king high, probably not going to be good here. 2 overs and a backdoor flush draw.
But she has aggression on her side.
Goes for about a quarter size of the pot. Eric has a gut shot here.
He's floated some of these earlier.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to still try to be a little risky here. I wonder what happens if he raises. Yeah, he ends up folding.
My songs on. Sorry. Like, really I don't want to give
See.
it. I don't want to give it. I don't want to give it all.
Little separation now for Tammy.
Good.
Yeah, that was a decently big pot.
Dave's Paradise. Pull up the parking lot.
There's a few good pots taken and ties will turn.
Someone in chat just reminded me about a trophy I did win, so thank you. That would be the boss. That's the better half, the wife.
Oh,
Good fold.
I won my
your real boss.
Annie Up All-In Poker Series Championship 7-card stud event. I think my daughter wasn't born yet. It's a long time ago.
It's awesome. You get to show that off to your daughter.
The trophy's a banana because the tournament was called Apes.
Oh.
This is
I
real.
mean-
This is real. Yeah.
Six booty.
Poker is a lot different than I know elementary school was.
6
10-8 off, Jack 6 suited.
Our elementary poker's cool tournaments. I remember those.
We used to play Tonk in middle school, but they changed rules every day on me and took my money.
Thinking I'm gonna flop.
King 5 deuce, 2 diamonds, 10-8 versus Jack 6. Neither player with anything, but
Yeah,
aggression
Tammy
could
with
win.
absolute error. I think maybe having a backdoor flush might be the deciding factor between her betting flop. But
Board pairs kings.
500.
yeah, it's actually a pretty good card for her because there's less kings in the deck now. Eric's just gonna fold and he has nothing.
Yeah, nothing to work with there.
I never like grape flavors, but grape flavor stickers are the bomb.
I was asking what kind of candy that was because I think it'd be weird to chase with the beer, but hey, she's got chips.
Yeah, she continues to grow her lead once again until that one big pot.
Best thing lifesavers.
Pay you double.
Lifesavers, Floors Light, and or Lifesavers.
So we've established it's Coors
I'll
Light.
accept any of the above.
That's the one where you hold the bottle, and if it's blue on the side.
I drink Kool-Aid. And Capri Suns. And being a little bit tighter now. Folding King 9 offsuit. Can't really press
Danielle,
as
you wanna
any
talk about this,
advantage being a short
we're
stack.
going to the Volcano Bay. What? Cancel.
Tammy's getting closer to buying that
Oh,
cabana.
okay, that's even
She goes to
more.
Volcano
You
Bay
guys
tomorrow.
come to Volcano Bay.
Stay out of the sun.
Yeah, it's going to her
That'd
beer
be a
fund
good
as well.
time.
That's true. They do have bottle service probably there if you can afford it. So on the button here with 10-9 off and the chip lead. Stay aggro here. Pop it up.
Raise 6.
They have a crazy river there. It's fine.
Call.
Finds a great hand to defend with or even
They have a
3
crazy
bet with,
river.
but elects to just call.
Yeah,
Taylor heads up, but he has to act first.
Ace 7 is probably the worst, one of the worst suited aces you could get here, along with Ace 6 suited and all that stuff. But he ends up flopping an open ender here.
Okay.
Tammy having absolutely nothing.
He's got all the equity. Still.
Jack on the turn. Decides to go for a bluff.
Okay.
Fold.
Not here, not here.
Snap fold from Tammy.
So if you look on the bottom of the screen, you see it says follow us, Instagram. Just at the @ symbol there, and you'll see at Daytona Poker. Do that and at Orange City Poker, and you could have a chance to win a $1,500 Moneymaker main event seat.
Does that count as
One given out for each property for following us on Instagram and help us grow it.
yeah.
Tell your friends and share. Maybe they'll give you a little piece if they get into that 1,500 and take down that main event. So
Oh yeah.
definitely a pretty fun giveaway we're doing through our marketing team. If you want a chance to play in a Moneymaker main event, all you really have to do is follow us on Instagram.
I might do
there's no
that to my
excuse not
friends.
to.
If my friend makes a final table.
Fun
on my
fact,
page.
I'm the 9th follower of the Orange City Instagram. They started it and I was number
Oh.
9. Nope, fun fact.
Lucky number 9. I might just be on the rail for my friend and just be like, hey, can I have some money for one card? Used to work in retail.
Ooh, if you heard that through the chat, I can hear the blind levels going up. No break.
No break.
We used to say, let's raise the blinds and get this game out of the muck.
You don't want a break?
So blinds go up, the dealer changes. We go from John to Neil. And my sheet stopped at that last blind level, so whatever they put up next after 300K is kind of like mystery. Is it going to go to 2-4? 2-4-4, good guess.
So
So we're definitely raising it up.
maybe,
No, that's what they announced, 2-4-4.
okay. That's a big increase. It was what?
What?
153.
Yeah.
There's, it's hard to invent the old 175, 350 level.
Yeah, especially when you get this deep into the tournament.
And honestly, the players probably want a little bit of that. So let's
Yeah.
see once it resets here.
John and Neil kind of looking like twins today.
32 and 18 bigs respectively for Tammy and Eric. $500 buy-in. 38,000 already won by each of them, but they're going for that 16K pay jump to get 54 and that trophy. So hopefully. Oh, Hopefully they get their wish.
Ryan showing me his banana trophy. It is indeed a banana.
Yeah, listen, when chat's on board and they have your cell phone, it's funny what can happen. Yeah, it's actually in my wife's office along with all her trophies. That's the joke, because mine doesn't take up that much real estate.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
When are we going to have that in Daytona?
So that was when Ante Up Magazine was a thing. They kind of sold it off and disappeared a little bit. See, Tony's in the chat. I haven't seen Tony play any tournaments lately. If you didn't play this one, Tony, I hope to see you at the Moneymaker Tour. If you didn't know, Tony, we have a $350 satellite where you can win a package to play the $400 Mystery Bounty, the $1,100 Single Day Deep Stack, and the $1,500 Main on August 6th. We're guaranteeing 2 of those, but we know for sure we'll end up giving 3 or 4 of those out, if not more. It's a $3,000 package in our Ultimate Satellite on August 6th. All of that and more information at DaytonaPoker.com.
Yep, plenty of games for our mixed game players. We have over $600,000 in prize pools over our Moneymaker Tour.
15 trophies, and they're substantial and heavy.
Yep.
So we have the King Jack here.
It's pocket threes.
Let's call it Kojak. It was before my time too.
Ace high board. I wonder if Eric, yeah. So Tammy ended up raising here to 900K. She's going to get a little bit weary now that it's a ace high board on this turn once Eric calls. It's always very hard to get players off of aces. Tammy doesn't really have much showdown value here now that he called the flop though.
Just go check, and she'll see the bad news. Pair of trays versus a jack.
She kind of has to give up there, especially when she checks the turn.
The satellite is 350, and 1 in 10 wins 3K. And that includes 3 trophy events for the Moneymaker Tour, a 400, an 1100, and a 1500 main. If you're just here to play other main Moneymaker events, their satellites start as low as $86. So all of that is online right now at moneymakerpt.com or DaytonaBeachPoker.com. Check out all other social media also to get information on what we have coming up, including our $100,000 Labor Day promos, total, including big ass high hands. Everything's online.
Shout out to all our dealers out there. We have very lovely dealers in both Orange City and Daytona.
As they say, every day I'm shuffling.
Yeah. I love that song.
Yeah. That's the poker remix.
Yeah, TK for sure was the favorite, but he ended up busting out a bit early.
It wasn't an ideal situation. I believe he got it in good. I forget now at this point. I'm getting old.
Yeah. I don't think Orange City has a Twitch yet, but they are having a live stream setup being built.
Look for us in September. We'll have announcements about it. For sure.
But you can follow our Instagram.
Yeah, and right now that can get you a chance to win a $1,500 main event Moneymaker seat, so you should be following it.
Yeah,
Looks like Tammy's raising and getting through.
I assume we're going to be posting all the news and updates about that at Orange City Poker. And
yep, and that promotion ends August 1st, so just a couple days left to get a chance to win a $1,500 seat and help build up our Instagram following for fresh content all the time. I'm telling you, I was there when they had a drone in there flying around and filming all kinds of fun stuff and taking pictures of the food and the tables and the chips.
You guys had a drone?
Yep, and then Orange City has some new chips coming out too, very excited about, so keep an eye out for big things in both poker rooms.
You guys get the high budget stuff.
Is that right?
Maybe.
I see a donkey in chat. How's it going, brother? 9-8 off on the button.
Decides to open this time. Sitting on 19 big blinds. Stacks are getting shorter. SPR is getting tighter.
Good news, Dave. We got a lot more tournaments to come. I'm sure we'll catch you in a Classic or OC Monthly or the Moneymaker Tour soon.
Yeah, I do kind of see what they mean about same thing with the pot size being like 2.1 million, and you can see 28 big blinds and.
Yeah, we pushed for the big blind thing, so we wanted you to see it that way, but I understand what you're saying. But it's weird when the pot says X bigs. But
yeah.
It's coming. Oh, if you know about the taffy, you know.
Yeah, it could be like in parentheses or something.
Yeah, it's all good.
Pair of 8s here for Eric. He is going to c-bet.
Our 260 viewers appreciate the graphics they're getting, and they love that you're in here, Emilio. So glad we're working together today.
I'm glad I'm sitting here with my monotone voice.
I try for myself too. So there's your chip count, still very close together with this 400 big blind and big blind ante structure. 707 entrants into this event. I believe we have Tammy and Eric at a combined 9 bullets, but what a great investment.
Big blind, please.
We love you, chat.
Yeah, gotta love the chat. This is the most talkative chat's ever been, and I'm blaming you, which is a good thing.
It's because I'm a zoomer.
I normally get bot. At least 10% of the people in here are real, so that's great.
That's a number.
Oh, fresh beer time.
You're the best.
Fresh beer call with 5-2 offsuit.
Panda,
Let's go.
remember Panda?
Check it back.
Both players whiff, as they say.
Yeah. Tammy in position here. Opts to c-bet this flop.
Just in case.
You kind of hear the music from the table audio.
Yeah, they're jamming out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that card. But on top.
Nothing
Playing
here
a
for
little
Eric.
heads-up poker cards here.
Oh, it's wet.
Thank you.
Oh, party foul. We might have a wet card in play.
Uh-oh.
I bet you it's Coors Light, just a hunch.
I wonder what caused that.
Eric's water bottles look tightly sealed
We can't have anything nice in here.
in the correct fashion.
We're like, bleeper, bleeper.
Can't stop now. Hold the beer and bet at the same time.
Yeah, they're playing heads up poker, aka fold.
Nope, no, you can't.
So
Hold on.
it's good stuff. Both of them competing for 54 grand.
I don't know
Yep.
what to do about this.
Hand 136. And quite a ride.
800,000.
Why so much?
Gonna open with Jack 9 offsuit here.
Raise and take.
You know Tyler? Tyler, TJ?
Scooper.
Yeah.
No solvers on the rails. No RTA.
So,
The only RTA she needs is right next to her.
Yeah.
Cool check.
Real-time beer.
Yeah.
having like flashbacks from the He's like, God damn it. You can't control this team.
Find all the answers you need.
You're gonna stop letting her make final two.
That is a crazy scenario, though. Final table of the World Series.
Dominic Nietzsche is already a legend in the high-stakes world, and I think McKeon was on that table. He's a World Series main event
800.
winner, or on the rail. It's pretty good pedigree to be coaching you without the solvers.
Let's see if
Yeah. King Queen suited here for Eric. Offsuit connectors for Tammy.
Does flop top pair with his king.
check.
Deciding to check his king high, or his pair of kings. Ace coming on the turn might slow him down too. Tammy loves representing these aces, as we've seen.
900,000.
But
Sooner-
Eric doesn't always give up quickly.
Yeah, we've seen Tammy bet these turns very, very often. However, Eric can't just fold the one bet here.
So this was one of those situations where Tammy follow through on the river.
Check.
Pair of kings still good here.
Can she fire another bullet and take it? 3.8 million out there.
Question is, what are we targeting here? So he checks, so it's not very likely he has a king, even though we know he does.
Last time she bet $1 million, he
Sure.
thought she was betting for value and got away, right? When she was bluffing the
No,
river.
she was bluffing.
But he thought it was a value for $1 million, and he ended up folding.
I'm not sure. She ends up giving it up this time. Knows Eric could be a little bit sticky on those rivers.
That, I think, will put him in the lead.
RTA means real-time analysis. So pretty much, if a player is looking down on their phone on solvers in the middle of a hand, that's RTA.
Bigger problem online where you can have other things running in the background, so that's why online is a scam. You should come play live at Orange City and Daytona.
Yeah, it's something we have rules to protect against, and we have floors going around monitoring everything you do. So
Yep.
live poker is a lot safer than online.
At least in
my
live
opinion.
poker, you can see the players you're playing against. Online, you can have 6 guys in a room all playing against you at the same table. How do you know? Come in under camera in a secure environment,
Yeah.
and and use chips. So King on the button with the chip lead. See if Eric is going to bump this one up.
Raise 800,000.
Queen deuce offsuit. Goodbye.
Haven't seen kings many times today, but he's got them again.
Been waiting for that.
Eric coming to us from Longwood.
There they are.
Eric now in the lead.
We haven't
Yep.
seen a lot of them,
If you know Longwood, you know about Four Rivers Barbecue, so that's a great spot. He's been
Four
playing
Rivers
for
is
about
awesome.
7 years. Yep. And this is his first major tournament, you want to call it that, because he plays mostly weeklies at Daytona and Orange City. The only fault we have here is New York Giants fan, but you can't be perfect everywhere. I said New Jersey Giants. He goes, they were New York when I lived there.
I can imagine how happy he'd be if he won this one if it's his first major buy.
I'm happy for Tammy and her family going to Volcano Bay tomorrow also, so
Oh yeah,
a lot of excitement.
She's going there no matter what, but
Let's hope for good weather for them. Yeah, no
we can
volcanoes and no
only
rain.
hope in Florida.
Yeah,
Hopes and
RTA and
prayers.
GTA sound familiar, so it's like Grand Theft Auto or real-time assistance or real-time analysis.
Yeah. I guess I said analysis instead of assistance. That's my bad.
So when you say you love your Giants, are you talking about the San Francisco Giants? You never know. Okay, 10-9 suited. It's my birthday, 9-10. Hearts,
Your favorite hand?
4-7 suited. That's why I suck at poker.
Hmm.
Just going to limp here with 10-9 suited up against
Yep.
4 tray off.
As I said the last time, Eric's limping range is very defined.
Going
Ends
to
up
flop a flush draw.
Yeah, flush draw on an ace-high board with a pair of eights there. Tammy not really having anything. Picks up a gutter. Has to see if she'll stab here. Elects not to. Check again.
Oh, a little slow roll peel there, but Tammy is going to hit a tray for eights and trays.
I'm surprised Tammy's betting this, but I think if Tammy ended up checking here, Eric might have had to put out a stab because his 10 high is never really good. However, Tammy ended up taking this pot.
And you see your stacks there, 12 million and 9 million, equating to 30 bigs and 22 bigs in the 400K big blind ante range here. There's all our social media crawling on the bottom for Daytona, including the Twitter, and you also see the Instagram would be at Daytona Beach Poker, DaytonaBeachPoker.com. Also on Bravo Live. You can get more information at MoneymakerPT.com for the Moneymaker Tour. Lots of different opportunities.
Bravo, a great tool for cash games. Anyone that want to see what's open.
Exactly. So we have 2 kings for Tammy on the button. Grabbing raising chips.
Yeah, pass the kings alongside to Tammy.
800.
Can you late register the satellites?
Yeah, all the structures will have extra levels to register in. I just don't have those structure sheets in front of me, but I know Byron makes every tournament playable from the beginning and late reg. So
Yeah, this is
Definitely.
a slam dunk call from Eric here with suited queen here. Picks up a 9. Not exactly top pair, but is
9.
very welcome to see.
Yep. Backdoor straights. Jack would come out, be interesting.
Backdoor straight, backdoor flush draw. Ends up going pretty big into this pot, about half pot bet.
Yep. Now 4 million out there.
Pocket kings is a good hand to bet pretty large with because she's unblocking top pair. Oh, deja vu, am I right?
That is
We saw this from ace 3 a long time ago where Eric picked up trips on the turn.
yeah. You get a loss for words on a turn card like that. Very, very hidden. To have 3 9s here.
Tammy for sure gonna be in trouble.
Bets half pot here, 2 million, and Eric looking at his stack, and then back to the pot.
Raise 4 million.
What did he announce?
4 million. This is a min click.
I'm all in.
Oh wow.
Have a 9.
Nice.
I.
Nice one.
So Tammy raises all in. Eric quickly calls. Tammy sees the 9 and realizes that there's only 2 kings left in the deck.
Yeah, we saw a call from those kings. It's just hard to see what Eric might have been bluffing there, but 8 on the river does Tammy no justice, and Eric is going to take down our 250K guarantee over here at Daytona Beach Racing and Car Club. Tammy as a close runner-up. It was a very hard-fought battle throughout these few hours we had here. Eric going to come home with $54,000. Tammy with $38,000.
Emilio, it was a pleasure working with you. This was interesting. Tammy and Eric came in second and third. TK took a beat early, but we got heads up, and they played strong. It took a while. The chips went back and forth. Definitely made a battle out of it. You kind of always know that one of these cold situations is going to come up because it's very hard to get your chips in there behind kings.
Yeah, that was a very
Queen
hard.
nine.
That was a very cold turn card for sure. Probably one of the worst cards in the deck for Tammy.
Once again, congratulations to both players and all 6 players that made the final table today. Tammy Earhart's going to take home $38,184, and Eric Sandhouse is going to be your GAPT Summer Deep Stack champion, taking home $54,569 and the trophy. This was 707 runners, ended up with $304,000 in the prize pool.
It was his first time winning a big score like this, so glad to hand it over to him.
And we'll see Tammy again. We'll see Eric again. Moneymaker Tour is live in Daytona on August 7th with 15 trophy events, over $600,000 in the prize pool. I real quickly want to just thank once again our production team, the unsung heroes that make this happen.
Yes. And thank every one of you for coming out here and joining us today. This was a fun ride. Thank you for having me, Ryan.
Emilio, it was a pleasure working with you. And real quick, we'll say thanks to Jonathan Ettery, Thomas Schultz, Michael Bailey, our dealers, Neil Groker and John Taman, Poker Manager Joe LaRosa, Tournament Director Byron Rodriguez, Fred and Mike, the GM and Assistant GM, our marketing partners and IT team. I'll give you the final word, but this was Ryan Unger, and it was a pleasure being with you all today. Hope to see you on the next one. Emilio, I'll let you send us out.
Yeah, I'd love to see you guys. I'd love to deal to you guys. I'd love to play with you guys. Please come over at Daytona and give us a little shout out. Say hi if you ever see me. And yeah, it was great having you guys.
We'll see you on the next one. Thanks again, everybody.